Let's make this nightmare last forever. your deepest fear is shaking again. Lock up all the doors, make me feel a sin. Pour the windows, make sure no one is near.
CS greetings, CSGOers. Mr. Prof, can you hear me, my good sir?
I can hear you, sir.
Well, that is certainly good to hear. I think we've got visuals too, pictures, men poking each other with sticks, as happens in Counter-Strike for some strange reason. Knife round. Let me turn the sound on. That'll probably be a good idea here.
Usually is.
A little bit of sound jerky picture because of the alt tabbing. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for joining us. This is the ESEA Main out of Europe. And this is Quantum Billet or Fire versus LGR. Quantum Billet or Fire definitely not from the United States, and LGR are very definitely from Finland. It's QBF are actually a CIS team. They finished in the top 8 at the recent E-League Major, so fair bit of pedigree to live up for them, and they're starting on the CT side.
Yeah, I mean, the major darlings that even they themselves are confused as to how they got as far as they did, but I mean, can't fault them. They made it pretty legitimately before running into what is best described as a meat grinder known as Flamey.
A meat grinder known as Flamey, indeed. Thanks for joining us, guys. We are having some line issues, so unfortunately the game may lag a little bit. I've had to turn down the quality settings also just to make it a bit more stable, so let's hope it holds together. Lol Africa Internet, right?
Something like that. Well, fights are going down. We're going to be watching Jimka. He's going to remove the first player. That'll be Slowy going down. It's actually one of South Africa's better players. Same name there. So, X7 is going to be our player to watch. So he does remove Waterfall. That is the IGL for Quantum Billet or Fire. And it's a 3 versus 3 retake. That's the perfect way to start it off. Jimka gets a second kill on this retake. He's going to get a third, and Boomlich will pick up the last remaining player with that CZ. And I mean, this is the one thing that we have seen a couple of times. You and I actually had a discussion about it the other day. Is we've seen a lot of CTs picking up the CZ on pistol rounds now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an unusual one because, of course, on the pistol round, a headshot, unless it's at extreme range, is generally going to be a kill. So why go that route? But I guess maybe trying to guarantee a kill potentially, whereas obviously tapping away, you're not always going to hit the person in the head. That's the best I can come up with the speculation, and it's not very good after all. Who is very good, though, is Ash, one of our mods. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, great to see Ash. He's the man with support in South Africa. And Boomlich will attempt to rush, but get flashed off the point. So LGR just sort of loitering around in the upper area. They're going to run into Jimka, and that should be an easy set of kills for him, or not.
Or not. Decides to bug out rather and think better of it, one would say. I guess for him, full force buy here from LGR as well, so they're going in for it. And some information here for QB Fire.
Yeah, Boomlich is making about as much noise. Sorry, it's Vavlina. Vavlina making about as much noise as you can, and he's going to pay for it with his life. That is information that came at too high a cost, I think. Paying in blood is not what you want to be doing at this point.
And more information pushes coming out here from Quick, and he's quickly going to get shut down. Only gets 1 kill before the trade comes in. Now, Boomlich is going to be looking for some kind of flank, and he'll get it. I don't know how he did that on the ladder. A bit of randomness. Going back for more, and he drops the bomb. That just shouldn't have happened.
Definitely shouldn't have happened. They have no idea why Saw decided to turn around and try to take that fight. Ursa, though, has gotten the flank in, and he's going to run. Well, I was going to say he ran into Waterfall's bullets, but not enough for them to kill him. So Waterfall now is in a 1v2. He's going to have to do as much as he can. He's going to catch a couple of blind players. Spots the one and removes him. Jimka firing through the smoke, trying to just force X7 to plant, but it's not enough time, and Waterfalls is on hand to shut down any potential problems.
Yeah, that could have spiraled out of control in rapid fashion had things not gone that way. Particularly, I think the kill on the ladder, he probably shouldn't have gotten that one on the bomber. He should have been erased, and that would have probably been an LGR round from that point, but they decided to go to A site, and the rifle at that sort of distance enough to shut them down.
Yeah, like I said, it's just weird. I would have thought LGR would actually push that situation once they gotten the player pushing aggressively up the ramp. You'd think at that stage they might not be a second player on the side. Try to take a chance, at least get the bomb down. As it was, they sort of hung around and got caught by a rotation, which swiftly ended their chances in the round. This round, okay, he's going to spot a couple of players. He's going to take another fight. And once again, not able to get any joy out of that. Another person not getting joy is Boomlich, who's gone down to ESEA and what looked like a P250 with a Glock.
Oh, jeez, the relentless aggression from the CCs here finally getting punished. Gotta say, they probably don't need to be doing this because they're giving away lives to what is essentially a full save, and it's a 5v3.
Yeah, my brain is trying to figure out what the hell is going on here with QB Fire, because at this stage they've given away 2 kills as well as damage, and they've not taken out a single member of LGR who didn't start the round with armor and have 1 upgraded pistol.
Crazy, crazy stuff. So B-bomb site, where they're going to be going. Jimka spots them out, and he was one of the heroes at the major, of course. He's going to need to be a hero, yeah. And of course, against the unarmored players, they need to swarm him because he's got all the armor, and they're going to swarm him, taking him out. He only got 1. This is just crazy.
This is mental. I have no idea what the hell is going on here for QBF, but it is a huge task now. They don't have a great weapon at range. That'll only be the MP9. He's going to have to do as much damage as he can. Does a little bit. The no armored players is going to help him. But Waterfalls has to check this corner, cannot afford to do it. He's going to take the first fight. He wins the first fight, but he's going to go down, and that is the primary long-range weapon for QBF now. But Pavlina's trying to fight up from range as well, but he has no time. He doesn't have a kit. Is he going to win the fight? He is, and he's somehow going to pull it through. He does have a kit, so that'll be the end of the round in favor of QBF, but there were so many things that should not have been possible in that round. The last one of those was QBF winning that.
Madness, utter madness. I don't know what QBF are playing at, trying to push the whole time against a buy that, well, it had no business finding any kills, let alone that many, taking it down to that situation. He essentially won a 1v3 there, but why let it go to that point?
I have absolutely no. A 1v3 with an MP9 that he had to win. And that's actually tanked their money as well. So if Quantum Minotaur Fight doesn't win this round, they almost certainly have to double save.
Yep, money definitely swirling the back of the toilet, one would say.
LGR has taken a bit of damage onto Saw there, X7 with the traditional grenade, and that is going to catch Boomich on the toes, do a significant amount of damage. He's down to 71. Obviously, headshot range is a non-entity in this game, since headshot range is basically full HP.
So 3-0 at this point, very slow, and I think Quantum Bellador Fire maybe having been stung a few times in the past couple of rounds when they've just been pushing relentlessly, playing a lot more passive, and 7 is going to get the entry there. There's the trades, Order Director wrecking us a little bit, on Jimka now to find another kill. Perfect flash from him, he should get both, he runs out of ammo, and he still gets, what? I thought he was going to get it. Craziness.
Yeah, that was very odd there. Waterfall's going to drop the mollies to try and force Saw out of position there. Saw does have that smoke to help him. I just actually picked up another one. No, sorry, that's just a bit of a delay there, but Saw does now have the flash. This is certainly possible. If you can kill the rifler, then it does leave Waterfalls in an unenviable position. He's now been spotted, and Waterfall's actually going to miss that shot. That's a very important shot for him to get, since Saw is still fairly dangerous. Never mind. Waterfall's just going to smoke it up, run, and defuse. There's not a whole lot Saw can do, and very good team play there. Boomlich controlling the area for his captain, making certain that they win the round. A lot less dicey that round, actually, given what Quantum Bellador Fire has been serving to us this last couple of rounds before.
Indeed, I'd absolutely agree with you there. 4-0, and if you just joined us, it looks pretty dominant, but actually QBF have put themselves under a lot of pressure by being super aggressive on the CT side. That's also put their money under a lot of pressure too. So LGR with another buy here, courtesy of the bomb plant, and that's going to put them in the position to potentially set QBF back big time.
Jimka's very fond of this aggressive push on the upper area. I mean, it gets information, but if LGR ever decides to hold an AWP or actually decides to take the fight there like Slowy did and wins that fight, QBF is going to be in a rather nasty situation, given that you don't usually start with 2 players on the B side. QBF does actually rotate a couple of one player around earlier, which is an interesting situation has just occurred. Boomlich somehow wins 2 fights at point blank range with an MP9 over 2 AKs without dying and taking almost no damage.
I think they flashed themselves.
No damage, in fact, at all.
They must have. They did the double drop, which is a... Oh, there's a kill as well for Valvina. Looks like they're cleaning them up there, but it looked like they went for the double drop, and I just don't think it worked out for them. Nice kill from Waterfall as well. I think they flashed themselves.
Yeah, Boomlich, he's going to get fed a third, but that was some very, very easy kills in the end for the drop player on the side of Quantum Bellator. Yeah, that must have just been like the worst flash of all time.
Or possibly a teamy flashing Boomlich in there, but I guess we will never know because we didn't see it on the order director. And for those joining us, particularly Tazzy, love you, man. Good to have you here. We are experiencing some connectivity issues in terms of ping, so what you're seeing is actually a ping jitter going on. That's why occasionally it looks like it's lagging. Let's hope it's not too bad, and let's hope it doesn't turn out too bad here for Jumka. He's under a lot of pressure, only able to get 2 before he's traded off, so the bomb plant will indeed come in. The flank also held off, but the HP super low here. They need these kills because they don't have the health to work with.
No, they do not. They do have some grenades, though, and those make some big profit since the weapons that you have kill instantaneously at close range with a headshot. So, LGR's picked up a couple of upgraded weapons. They do have Waterfalls low. It's all up to Saw once again. This time, he's in an AK, oh, up against an AK and a AWP. Does he have enough? Oh no. Sneaky devil. He's going to hear the defuse.
Oh! And he craters!
Waterfalls kills himself.
Unbelievable. I'm just laughing my ass off at that one. What was that? Unbelievable. That was sneaky there from Saw. Stands in the smoke. They think he's not there. He gets the kill, and obviously in the rush with the time running out. The AWP craters.
Waterfall skills. That's some glorious shit. That is some...
You can't script this stuff.
That's like a fine wine. It gets better with age. Anyway, QBF is going to lose their first. And as I mentioned, as soon as you have an AWP, Jimka tries that same push that he's been attempting the last few rounds, and this time he is punished for it. Ursa is aware of the possibility of another aggressive push there from Valvina. He'll trade that one out. Once again, a big win for LGR. It's 4 versus 3, and Quantum Bellator Fire has to plug quite a few holes right now. Waterfall, it's all up to him on the A side. This is the hardest side to hold, obviously. Boomlich is getting aggressive, but is he going to run into an LG side ready? He's going to get the first kill. He doesn't get the second.
What?
He does get the second. He gets a third somehow. And LGR are just falling apart. I have no idea how the hell this keeps going against them, but somehow it does. Quantum Bellator Fire must be blessed by the gods or something, because it's all up to Saw, and he's not going to win that. Quick picks it up finally. Quantum Bellator Fire lose 2 players to start the round, get a trade, and then somehow get 3 kills on an MP9.
It's crazy to see how they continue with their aggression. It's something we saw out of the teams at the Boston Major earlier this year. We also saw it from Vegas Squadron as well. It's just like, it doesn't matter the situation, they're going to keep pushing, and I think that maybe catches teams off, although you got to think you should have done your research on QBF. There's plenty of documented evidence on how they play. Yeah,
I mean, you've even got, I think, 3 games on train this season to check out. So Jimka is going to finally win a fight at the start of a round here. Boomlich, once again, ultra aggressive. He's pushing. He's going to only get 1. That's somehow amazing that he gets less kills on a force buy than he does on a full buy. But okay, whatever. As X7 and Saw, the last remaining players here for LGR, and Waterfalls. Point blank shot on the AK, and Jimka once again aggressive this time through this.
Crazy stuff that we're seeing here. Quantum Bellator Fire, of course, the team that finished in the top 8 at the major. And, well, they should have it over LGR, but LGR are quite high up on the leaderboard in ESEA Main Europe at this stage. Quantum Bellator Fire doing a bit of catch-up. They've been busy with the Hellcase Cup as well as the Bets.net Challenge, so they've not actually been playing their game. So they've got quite a few games in hand and quite a bit of catching up to do on the log.
Yeah, they're actually only 1 game behind LGR. I think LGR at the moment is 11-4. Quantum Bellator Fire is 10-4. They have 3 games left in the season.
She last checked yesterday. They were 8-4. So clearly been playing a lot of games lately.
definitely. They actually got another game up tonight as well, but I mean,
What?
we're not talking enough about this round because once again, it's a full save, and LGR is coming like an angry wind, and they are absolutely blowing Quantum Bellator fire away. Quick has to win another orb duel, and Twister's turned things around. Once again, it's a 3-on-1. Quick is the last remaining player, but he has an orb. This is a very, very difficult round for him to win.
Yeah, he also doesn't know where they are. He's struggling for information here because it was so chaotic. He knows where one player is, but he could be flanked. They could be on the bomb site, B bomb site with the bomb, which they are. So I think he's got a really, really tough task here to actually win this.
Yeah, Quick. He's got to certainly be that, and he certainly can't be dead, as he's gonna have to make things happen here. Players don't have armor, so he is massively advantaged in that way, and he's going to take a fight against Twister, but somehow comes out worse than should have. Yeah, this is just save time, straight up save time. He's going to pick up the orb, or is he? He is going to pick up the. Oh, he's just chucking the orb. He's going to go look for the other one.
Smart
play.
Yeah, very smart play. And again, thanks for those of you who have just joined us. The ESEA Main out of Europe, Quantum Bellator Fire versus LGR from Finland. Quantum Bellator Fire definitely not from the United States, the CIS team. And I do apologize for a little bit of the jitter that you're seeing. It's actually ping related. My ping is going up to 1,000 at times. So wonderful for spectating. I do apologize. Unfortunately, here it's a public holiday, so the ISP's tech support staff are not around to fix it. Wonderful.
Glorious. I mean, I phoned a person I once phoned an ISP on Christmas Day, and they sorted it out for me.
It's because you had a good ISP. But anyway, aggression from Slowy nearly catches a player off there as well. Boombitch dropped down to 74 HP, but a fair bit of information gathered because he saw 3 players actually rushing towards Electric Box there.
Yeah, it's, I mean, just default at the moment for Quantum Bellator Fire. A lot less aggression than we see on a couple of the other rounds. It always seems as though when they try the aggression, they get heavily punished. When they go back to that default, it looks a lot more stable. And LGR, they're going to switch other. Once again, it's up to Jimka, and he start things off well. He's had a couple of dicey rounds when forced to take these aim deals. He's got a lot of... Okay, I have no idea
what was that.
Twister was shooting at there.
Strange stuff.
Waterfall. Yeah, Waterfall seems to be solid at these short or these close range engagements with that orb. Not quite a combat orb, but okay, I think that explains to us what happened the last round, but Boomlich got a better timing in his favor.
Indeed. 7 now drops to 22 HP. He's going to be the second man into the site. Twister going down. First up and through the smoke. 7 getting himself a really nice kill. Knows the angle perfectly. CT's on the rotate now. They've still got one player in the site. And actually, LGR bailing on the site. Deciding to go through pop back towards A. And Volvina ready for it.
Yeah, that he is. But Thor himself was ready for Waterfall to push through that smoke. It doesn't look as though LGR are fully aware of the potential of Volvina. He is going to do quite a bit of damage to get the bomb down in the end, though. So now, not aware of where Jimka could be, turns around just in time to watch himself die. Volvina going to cover Slowy, pushing out there, and that'll be the end of that. Quantum Bellator Fire once again trading out for better weapons, and they will make certain of the round. And LGR just can't seem to string rounds together.
Yeah, struggling in that respect. I think the fights have definitely come down to the points that there's been a lot of clutching required. It's just that the clutching has favored Quantum Bellator Fire. I got to give Volvina a lot of credit there, but those extremely long ranges with an M4A4, he did some great work to help shut down that take from LGR.
Yeah. I mean, the aggression from Quantum Bellator Fire is always weird to me. Do we see it again this round? They've been punished heavily a couple of times when they've attempted it, especially when they believe it's a save, or at least a force buy. And LGR, Ursa once again just holding fairly passively. Quick.
He doesn't repeat it.
It's just too common. I mean, I don't have a major problem with him doing it. It's just like, don't do it that often. Oh. Twister caught that one with his knees. Certainly not going to be enjoying that feeling. So he is now going to move out, and it takes quite a while for Quick to pull the trigger, but when he does get that kill. Twister is no longer amongst the land of the living. And LGR going to decide to push through the smoke. Do they catch quick? They do not, and that's actually the bomb going down. So a huge bomb there, and Jimka, he's pulling that aggressive trick again. This time it works out big time. And gives enough time for the rest of the QB Fireboys to rotate in and ruin LGR's day.
Fantastic work there. 9-2 here in ESEA Main Europe. Train is, of course, the map we're on. It is CT favored, but it's almost looking like a shutdown at this point, despite a lot of dicey rounds early on. Quantum Billet or Fire in quite a commanding lead at this point.
Yeah. Dicey is an understatement of what some of these rounds have looked
Yes.
like.
And the infamous cratering, that was fantastic.
That was great. Boomlich is going to get the kill on Saw there. Jimko gets a barbecued X7 for his trouble. And, I mean, this round, much simpler than most forced or complete saves for LGR.
Yeah, it's not often been actually this not close on full saves. Full save seems to be something Quantum Billet or Fire don't deal with well at all in the previous rounds. But here, they're doing better, and I think part of it is just that they're not being so aggressive.
Bomb still goes down, though.
As I said that, they got too aggressive and pushed back towards A and let it plant the bomb. So, eat my words, commentator's curse.
Yeah, it's just, it really, you know when like, you have one of those, like, it'll be like a top team in the world play like some, I wouldn't say quite in the second division, but like a lot lower level team, and then they get like massively overconfident, try stupid stuff, and end up giving away a few rounds. It just feels like Quantum Billet or Fire does that, like massive over rotations, constant aggression when there's no real need to be, and just just play default.
They're kill hungry, aren't they?
Is not, yeah, they're like wildly kill hungry, sort of like Vikings. I mean, you'd think if you're going to be talking about Vikings, you definitely mention Finland, as Saw plants himself squarely down there as trades come through, slowly moving through there. It's the first kill, but traded out once again, and LGR just can't seem to buy around at the moment. 11-2, and this is a horrible T-side for LGR. I mean, their T-side hasn't looked good. Let's be real about
Oh, no,
this.
it's
not
just
like they've
been
got some
super,
crazy good executes or anything.
It's been super default, and they've hit B-bomb site just way too much. Not been a fan of it at all. And in this position now, 2 rounds from the end of the half, they could end up only with 2. It just doesn't look like they'll get more. Despite Quantum Billet or Fire doing their very best to lose rounds early on in this game, LGR just haven't been good enough to take control of that, I guess. But as I say that, trades favouring them here and working out very well, in fact. So maybe eat our words again, commentator's curse here. 4v2, and it would be on Jimka to do something crazy. And he's not going to be able to.
Not going to happen this time, though, as it does go down. Yeah. Pavlina, last remaining player in a what was a 1v4, and Twister. What?
Okay.
How was that the shot that killed him?
Yeah, that CSGO sometimes doesn't make sense in that respect, I guess. 11-3 at ESEA Main Europe. I'm Extremes, and with me is Profeci. Of course, it says that everywhere. I think it says it on the overlay and on the video title, but I thought I'd remind you anyway, because it sounds castery, doesn't it?
Sounds something like that. Castery, even a word.
It isn't a word, definitely not a word. Is it going to be 11-4 or is it going to be 12-3? LGR definitely want that 4, and they're going with the age-old, let's go rush B. And it's not working out so far. Quick, just proving too quick for them. Gets himself 3 with the AWP.
Don't rush B against the Russians.
Yeah, definitely don't want to do that. He gets the quad kill in the end, so pretty comprehensive half victory there for Quantum Billet or Fire. Looked dicey in the beginning. In fact, you told me it was an understatement, and I do retract that word in its entirety for the rest of the cast. It looked terrible for QBF in the beginning, but LGR were more terrible, as it turned out.
Yeah. I mean, LGR aren't actually that bad on Train. I'm looking at, they've got 2 wins this season already on Train. They've got 2 games. Hold on, let me just, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. They've got 1 win on Train this season and 1 loss. There's a 16-3 win and a 16-8 loss. So, I mean, quite likely, I don't really know the level of teams that they played there, so it could very well be that they just played a very bad team and then lost to a much better team. But, like, this does not look like a great train side at all.
Yeah,
Train sides in general have at least decent T sides. They had nothing.
So going on to CT side pistol round here, and they're going to need a very, very strong CT side, and they're going to need to get the pistol round if they want to stay in this game. I'd be pretty willing to say if they lose the pistol round, it's probably over for them.
Yeah, definitely. It will be over for them at trade, I think.
Gee, this man on our screen at the moment, Quick, looked so good in that last round, close range with the AWP, using it like a shotgun, and he was one of the good players at the major as well, particularly in the qualifier, which I think they called the new challenger stage or something. They had it as part of the major this year. Ooh, he's getting caught here, but not dead yet somehow.
Yeah, I mean, Quantum Billet, that's enough to keep LGR busy for a little bit longer, but the rotations will come in very, very quickly. So LGR are aware of the potential for some tricks. X7 could be done in by timing here. He somehow actually gets it right for him. Gonna remove Bavlina Twister, removing the players, push all the way up into the Z connector. Oh! Somehow they haven't realized that X7 is still on this bomb train.
Gee, X7 doing some crazy work.
1v2. Yeah.
Nope.
She was...
I was just going to start building that up,
kills.
and anticlimactic. X7 does some crazy stuff. Didn't have many kills before that, but adds to his tally nicely. And we said they needed the pistol round to stay in this, and that's exactly what they delivered. So now they need to start getting a roll on with the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that was down to Quantum Belter Fire. There was just way too little information going through that X7 was on the bomb train, because he got so many free kills there with QBF just backs to him the whole time. That just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Saw getting aggressive, not able to get the kill there onto Boomlich though, who is holding that angle with a CZ, so you don't really want to take the fight to him. Waterfalls is somehow missing a lot of shots with the CZ. That's expensive in terms of damage, and Jimko though, he's got more than enough damage in that Deagle. So Ursus is going to push out, he's going to find the first player. That'll be Jimko going down, and he gets himself another. And that'll be Bavlina. Last remaining player he's got himself a scout, but... Okay, he is a pretty fast gun. Maybe not the fastest gun in the west, but certainly one of the fastest in the east with that shot.
This map's also set in Russia, is it not?
Yes.
Dying for the homeland, not quite.
Well, I don't know about Russia, but certainly it's CIS area.
Somewhere around there, there's a big Lenin portrait. So, hey Camille,
Yes.
Good to see you in chat, man. I'm glad your mom let you watch it. I know it's age restricted, but it's good that you could join us anyway. I know you got to go to bed soon. It's nearly 8. Was that too much?
I mean, for Camille, I think that's just accepted these days as Waterfalls get spotted jumping over.
We was, of course, giving him a hard time recasting at the same LAN on the weekend, so got to get a few shots in before we actually get over to the 1337 LAN with Lead Pro and Null Spray.
You got to keep, yeah, you got to keep Camille just grounded, I think. Otherwise, his ego is likely to fly him away. But I mean, that's what you can say for a lot of Dota casters. As Boomlich does go down, X7 removes him from play, and that's a number of kills there for X7, who has looked pretty good on the CT side. He's gotten himself at least 7 kills in 3 rounds now, so looking hot.
Yeah, and Camille feeling the love as well. But he's telling you some choice words, Prof, so I think you're going to sort him out afterwards. In the meantime, buy around your Quantability
Camille
or Fire.
can say what he wants. Camille can say what he wants. He give me grief about shredding Dota casters. I used to be a Dota caster, so bring it, bro.
There we go. Boom
Anyway.
I can say that because
Quantum
there's a
Fire.
player here called Boom Bitch.
Well, Quantum Belter Fire is certainly looking to bring it this round. As Waterfalls taken some damage, traded it for Twist, and LGR, interesting that they've kept 2 MP7s.
Risky.
Especially a Saw sitting... Yeah, it's pretty risky. It's not a great long-range weapon. And Saw is the rotator. I can't see how that's going to go well. Oh, Quick nearly got done in by the 4-3. He is going to get done in by the player sitting behind him, though, and that is Ursa Twister, trying to hold a close angle with the AWP. Quantum Belter Fire, all of a sudden not so keen on the A side. Bop on the nose seems to have discouraged their attempts.
think they would have also been a little confused as to what was actually happening there. 3 players from QBF towards Ivy, and the player in A site was supposed to draw the attention, and he died too soon. So then LGR in a situation where nothing's making sense. They get the 1 kill, but they don't know where anybody else is. Problem is, when the time gets this low in the round, then you're in the situation where you're gonna know that it's probably gonna be B because of how far forward you've pushed.
Yeah, and it is also. I mean, I wouldn't say it's always, but
Almost always, yes.
teams inexperienced on train tend to go B late rounds. The X7, well, he's gonna cook Boomlich. And that's a fairly easy kill. As they're going to take a long-range fight. Does Pavlina have it in him? No, he does not. Saw is up to the task. ESEA, last remaining player, stalking like... I was going to say something like a bear. Jimka just sitting in the heaven areas. ESEA's been relatively quiet, somewhat deadly.
Yeah, he's looked pretty solid.
15 and 2 and 6.
So having a look at the scores here for the players, X7 done quite a bit to bolster his kills in probably the last 4 rounds. 2 quad kills, in fact. So all of a sudden jumps to the top there. Jimka typically solid there on the B side. Although that wasn't looking so good early on. QBF on the 4 spy now. And they're looking to do something faster and more aggressive. And Vubic is going to get the first kill here. Jimka on the angle as well. Punishes Saw. And that's going to open up the bomb site for them. The defense not set now. Volvina needs to find another one here, and you almost think if he does, then it's pretty much over.
Yep, Jimka's going to spray through some smoke there as X7 does try to turn things around. He's going to get the first kill. Should he get the second? He does indeed. It's a touchdown as well. Could qualify for the NFL with that kind of skill as X7 in a 1v3. I don't know about you, Extremes, but I don't feel this happening at this point.
I don't, considering he's got a flank potentially coming on him and low HP. He would need to pull off some crazy heroics here. Trying to sniff these players out. Did he see the gun? I think he may have seen... Oh, there he does. He gets it. 2 bullets, reloading. Now the flank actually given up as well. So that's a bit of a disappointing one for QBF there. But X7 in the position to potentially win it. And the molly there gets him a kill. He's on the defuse.
Nobody expects this player.
Oh, yeah. Jimka. I called him typically solid, and he was.
Yeah, I mean, stopping the flank there actually ended up being the better decision because there's no way you expect 2 players to be coming through Z connector.
Yeah, I guess
especially not when one of them has been cooked live.
True that. I expected in that situation, if he'd gone through with the flank, he would have needed to find the timing. Maybe he just thought it was a little bit too long to actually find the timing on the player, which I guess in retrospect it probably was. Quick getting roasted.
Yeah, 52 damage. 48 damage, actually. That's quite a bit to be taken right at the start of the round from fire.
Oh!
Okay. Saw knows all the tricks on this map, apparently. Removes quick from play. And does huge damage to the 4. Awful.
So nice setup from LGR. They're of course running out of rounds to keep themselves in this game, but at 13-7, they're still looking pretty racy, getting themselves some early kills. Saw doing some good work on QBF now to look to strike back, and they've got a lot of control of Pop Dog, which will give them some room to potentially execute off of. Actually being given a lot of space here. Oh, with the nade. Cheeky.
Yeah, slowly feeding Waterfall a rather unwanted grenade, doing huge amounts of damage. Jimka not able to the task of that quick shot, and Thor is going to do the same thing as the horrible, horrible villain and cut the person up with bullets this time.
Indeed. I don't recommend watching those movies. It's I'm definitely not old enough. I've never watched one. No, neither have I, actually. That's pretty terrible. I think I've seen 20 minutes of one, and I was like, nah, I'm out. Cheers.
It's not entertaining. I don't understand. I mean, they dub it torture porn, but I don't know if you could really qualify it as that. Chloe, he's going to try the same trick. Been attempted multiple times. He's going to get off a lot more lightly than the QBF players were.
It does appear so. 13-8, getting a little closer, and QBF on one of those hero AWP buys, something we see out of the CIS teams quite a bit, either the AK or the AWP, with some pistols bought around it. So they're going to be reliant on Boombitch here to find an early kill. And so far, not really finding much of anything other than some utility blocking them off.
Yeah, some fresh air. Cloudy, I don't know if with a chance of meatballs, but certainly looking good at this point.
That was a way better movie than Saw. Just saying.
It was a lot more entertaining and a lot more bright.
Oh, the timing there. But he gets a kill, gets the trade nicely. That's the entry they need. Followed up there from Valvina as well. Decides to spot them out and still takes the fight with the AWP that he pretty much knows is there. All on Valvina here in the site. He's under a lot of pressure. But Twister going to get a kill there in response. And another, in fact. Bringing it to a 2v2.
Yeah.
Trees, how did he get out of that situation?
Very luckily, I think, as it does mean that QBF is actually going to be rotating straight through to B. Is LGR aware of the possibility? It does seem as though they are now, as ESEA is going to be the man rotating through. Twister on low HP. Boomlich actually needed to give that weapon with Jimka, I think. Needed to have the AWP spotting. He has spotted the player moving now, and he's going to catch the second rotator. ESEA is still a full HP player, though, so still advantageous for him. But he's not aware of the fact that Boomlich probably doesn't.
Oh my word!
What a shot!
Now you can see him looking. I think he maybe heard some movements on the ladder there. Jimka, this is just inches in this. Is he going to stick it?
Oh.
Will he be allowed to stick it? Oh, that was so close. But Jimka, again, the hero with the clutch. He was so good at the major and has been fantastic in this game as well. But wow, that was some crazy, crazy shot on the AWP.
Yeah, that was probably the best shot I've seen tonight. That just instant tap on the AWP.
Indeed, so we got Alex in chat. Hey, Alex, saying the QVF logo looks a lot like Goliath, and I don't think he's wrong about that.
Similar colors?
Yeah, similar shape as well. Quick, living up to his name, finds a really cheeky kill there. Beautiful headshot on Slowy. It's on ESEA now to reply, and he's going to catch the AWP very nicely. Recovers the AWP too. Twister also getting aggressive, and I thought he had that, but Boomich ducking under the shot. Fantastic work.
Yeah, Twister definitely should have heard him coming, and I think that's just a LGR mistake there. That should not have gone the way of QBF, and QBF are going to gamble correctly this time. B side completely open. LGR will have a horrible time retaking it, as they will also be mollied off at this point. Boblina cutting them off there. Bomb goes down, 3 versus 4. LGR, I mean, I would recommend probably saving it since they don't really have a ton of money. Do you really want to give up to 15 rounds?
Don't know, tough stuff, and it looks like they are going to be bugging out. The game is pretty much in the dumpster for them, and they're hanging out at the dumpsters there towards Ivy, so hoping to stay alive. Only one player hunting them as well, and they have a pretty good setup to be able to deal with it, one would think.
Yeah, Boomlich, I mean, I suspect he would guess that they're going up Ivy. Just going to confirm that now with his death. I don't think he would have expected a player in T-spawn though, so either way he was almost certainly dying there.
So that's 15, 7 map and match points here, and the best of 1 for Quantum Bellador Fire. And I think a lot of you who know Quantum Bellador Fire would be thinking of them as the team that should take this. But in the situation, considering the season overall, LGR have been one of the teams up near the top, and QBF have been playing a bit of catch-up because they weren't playing a lot of their games early in the season, being involved in other competitions. So they certainly needed this win, and it's definitely going to help out what's left of their season. Not too much left, of course.
Yeah, it's definitely going to hurt them if they were to lose this. If they were to lose this damn game, but well on course for the victory here. Boomlich does put a bit of a halt in the momentum there. QBF looks to be favoring B site, all up to X7. Is he going to get caught out? He is going to get caught out. Double peek. It's going to catch him unawares, and this looks like a horrible situation as LGR loses a second player. This is all or nothing. You cannot save anymore. So the players have to make it, and Pavlina could get caught out there. It's a dicey situation standing up there. I mean, I've said that word way too many times. Quick. He's going to turn things around for his team, though. It's a 1v2. Can Slowy beat the player that absolutely wrecked him? No, he cannot. Waterfall is more than up to the task of removing Slowy.
So that's pretty much done and dusted as far as this particular map is is concerned. They actually started on time and it didn't go to overtime. So for once, we may actually be bringing you the next game relatively on time. So some exciting stuff coming out there. I really thought X7 showed some nice stuff in the CT half, but the T half for LGR was just abysmal.
Yeah, that was a terrible T half. I mean, I wouldn't say the QBFs was much better, but at this, at this level, even slightly better is often enough to give you enough to pull through on the CT side. But I think shaky from both teams, terrible at times from QBF and much more so from LGR. In general, though, QBF will be happy that they just got through the game. I don't think that either of these teams is actually in contention for the playoffs, though. So QBF, despite winning here, will almost certainly not be making out of main this season.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for them considering they finished in the top 8 at the major, although let's be honest, they did get a fairly lucky draw, so that did work out for them. In the meantime, let's pull up some stats here for you guys so you can see how the guys were actually doing there. And as I was saying, X7, the guy sort of towering above his teammates, had a really good CT half. Actually ends on 101 ADR, which is a little crazy considering I think he finished the first half with 4 kills.
Yeah. I mean, he did huge amounts of damage there in the end.
On the other side, Jimka pretty effective on that B-bomb side. He looked a bit out of his depth early on in the game, but when they dialed back that crazy aggression, things seemed to work for him a little bit better. Also good ADR numbers for him there. And across the board, generally, everybody pitching up pretty well. Waterfall not really involved in the game too much, considering he was playing Ivy, and LGR seemed to be allergic to it for the most part. So overall, I think at 16A, QBF will be satisfied, and that's what we'd expect out of them. LGR, considering they're supposed to be a good trained team, that just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what maps Quantum Bellator really plays, but Train did not look good. Like, against any moderately good train team, I think they'd get run over tonight.
I'd absolutely agree. So we're going to be going to a break, I think, until the next game. The next game, of course, is Nariki Esports versus Giants Gaming. And that's actually the Spanish Giants Gaming. There's 2 of them, an English one as well. So another 2 teams that are up near the top of the leaderboard. Let's see how they do. We haven't casted them before.
Yeah, should be fun.
Cool. We'll see you guys in probably a good 10 minutes or so. So catch you on the flip side.
must do something wrong.
How can you be so ungrateful? How do you talk about me behind my back? Jealous. Because I'm afraid of the dark.
Well, you know I love you, don't you?
Who are you?
You're weak.
No. Jealous. What are you doing here?
I can't wait until everything goes crashing on you. Tell me who will say now. It's not fate, 'cause I know that I can't live without you. I don't want it anymore. It's hard to fall. I never thought that I would see you again with your crooked smile and those perks I resent. But it seems like things are changing right before my eyes. You said you'd always love me, but we both know you lied. And I gave a shit, and you still packed all your stuff. And I gave you the world, but enough is enough. Now I know things are different. I know that you're different. Just know that I let go the next time you hear this. I never thought that I would be here alone. I'm just like a ghost now. I just here to roam. I know things are different. I know that I'm different. Just know that I let go the next time you hear this. And I gave a shit, and you still packed all your stuff. And I gave you the world, but enough is enough. Now I know things are different. I know that you're different. Just know that I let go the next time you hear this. And I know that next year I'll move on from this rut. I'll let time do its work, and I'll patch up this cut. And I know that next year I'll move on from this rut. I'll let time do its work, and I'll patch up this cut.
You see, the thing is, I wanna make it with you. I wanna make it with you. see, the thing is, I wanna make it with you. 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 But do you want it to? Oh, well, you know I do. Your cheap champagne leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and your perfume stains dancing on my tongue. 'Cause you're my favorite thing that I just can't give up. And baby, if drugs out from love to let me be your club. Oh, darling, you know I swore for you. You see, the thing is, I wanna make it with you. 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 But do you want it to? Oh, well, you know I do.
Take a breath, hold it tight, trace the memory in every line. Does anyone feel what I feel? I know you're feeling what I feel. Oh, and every word is a piece of me. Every single note, every breath I breathe is a cry out, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. And I know I feel stopping alone. I've been down, trying to the cold. Sticks and stones never really did hurt me. I signed this life for the world to see. I'm spilling blood out on the page in every song that I have made. There ain't no to me. I'm giving all to me. And when I step out on the stage, I sing my love, my fear and rage. For you all to see. For you all to say, yeah. Take a breath, feel the silence, give it a match and not ignite it. Make it open up your sky, put an ending to the night. Oh, I know I feel sloppy alone. I've been knocked down, trying to the cold. Sticks and stones never really did hurt me. I signed this life for the world to see. I'm spilling blood out on the page in every song that I have made. There ain't no to me. I'm giving all to me. And when I step out on the stage, I sing my love, my fear and rage. For you all to see. For you all to say, yeah. If there's one thing I want from my life,
all the things that we fear. Let's make this nightmare last forever. Stare deep inside the eye of a fever. You call my name. We always search for something more. You come to me. You use your weapon and blow my brains. It's your deepest fear. You're shaking again. Lock up all the doors. Make me feel sin. Pour the windows. Make sure no one is near. Open up your mind. Pinch up your wrists. Don't put up a fight. You have a sickness. Say my name 3 times. I'll be right here. Let's make this nightmare last forever. Stare deep inside the eye of a fever. You call my name. We always search for something more. You come to me. You use your weapon and blow my brains. Let's make this nightmare last forever. Stare deep inside the eye of a fever. You call my name. We always search for something more. You come to me. You use your weapon and blow my brains.
CS greetings, everybody. And Mr. Prof, how you doing?
Interested to see how this game goes. To be fair, that's how I'm doing right now. Ooh,
I just
Nicky,
had some...
crouch and right click.
There we go. I finished my supper, so I'm feeling much better about life right now. And I guess if you start on the CT side of this map, you'd probably also be feeling pretty good about life.
You should. Looks like Nariki will be choosing that CT side.
So thanks for joining us, guys. It's myself, Extremes, and Prophecy. We're bringing you ESEA Main out of Europe. Two of the teams up near the sharp end of the field, so for both of them wanting to walk away with victory, it will help their season out. And who do you think's going to take this, Prof?
It's actually difficult to say. I think Nariki, based on results, probably a better shake, but both these teams have been pretty decent. I think Giants is also not too shabby, but Giants I think is actually out of playoff contention, so a little bit more important for Nariki at the moment.
Indeed, some damage being traded there, and Paitola dropped a little bit low, but he's going to live. Tis but a scratch. I wanted to know how to say this name. Do you think it's Rumen?
RMN?
Should we go with that then?
RMN, I think is... Yeah, that seems the safer one.
Probably, because I liked Rumen.
Could also be Roman.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be Rumen people, but yeah. That's something entirely else, so if you don't know what that is, don't ask your mother. Ooh, and there's a nice headshot for Tom
He
Scoop.
doesn't need to ask anybody for that. Yeah, doesn't need to ask anybody about what that was.
So two players on low HP, but of course the numbers advantage with them nonetheless. B side is where they're going to be going. 45 seconds on the clock, and in they go. Tomsko under a lot of pressure here, and he's getting run down. Is he going to get the kill? No, not able to get the kill. Goes down. Stava coming in and knocking their heads in like with a stovepipe. They're going to need a cross here, but he's getting a third. He's doing so much work here, and has essentially won them the round. Great work there from the Nariki esports player.
Yeah, very, very well played there by Nariki. They pick up the first CT side, and that's very important. Giants didn't get the bomb plant down either. So there's a potential they buy into this, but they're going old school. Not for long. Arky is going to be the one picking up, while the rest of the team actually does along with him. No armor, just upgraded pistols. That's an interesting one. You don't usually see that. Generally, it will be pistols and armor in the second round.
Usually the case, 3 players with no armor, so unless they're planning to do something tricky on the buy, I don't know, but we shall see what they do. Thanks for joining us. Of course, there are a couple of ping issues, unfortunately, so on the GoTV you're actually seeing some crazy ping spikes. That's why it looks like it's lagging. It's not that it is, it's actually it's ping spikes, so FPS and everything is just fine. Apologies for that, guys.
Your trash internet.
Yep, my trash
You decided
internet.
to break this morning.
You need to get better internet, man. Don't make fun of mine.
I'm not lagging, am I?
This is also true. So nobody really has any information yet, just a bit of damage dealt. And very passive out of both teams. It's going to be on Giants Gaming to make the first move here and potentially get themselves an entry, but with 3 players with no armor, you'd think it would be a pretty uphill battle.
Yeah, it should be a pretty uphill battle. Stove decides to look lovingly into one of the Giants players' eyes before attempting to shoot him. And Pitola and friends clean up fairly simply. Nariki going 2-0, and that was a much simpler 2-0 than you'd usually expect. Giants will now be looking to full save this round.
It was gentle. It really was. As a second round, nothing explosive happened. That just tucked them into bed nicely and rounded the round out pretty easily in the end. No buy, of course, for Giants Gaming, yeah. Will be coming in the next round, so should be another round here to Nariki unless something goes crazily wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, doesn't look like much is going crazily wrong unless you are Giants Gaming. In which case, your team has died for the 3rd round in a row. Otherwise, you'll be buying up an AK right now and fairly happy with life, I'd guess.
Yeah, AK and AWP as well. Obj getting himself the AWP there. courtesy of his save in the second round. For Nariki Esports, no AWP yet, so going to be relying on 2 Famouses and 2 UMPs, which are not ideal, but they're going to go for the bonus round. They didn't lose a lot of players in those early rounds, so should be just fine to do that, but it does put this round in a bit of jeopardy.
Yeah, a bit of a tough one. Nariki, with those unupgraded weapons, could struggle here against the power of the AKs.
Doing the right thing, I'd say, trying to close the distance there towards main and hopefully get themselves an early kill. But they haven't really found much of anything. No damage exchange with 1 minute 20 on the clock.
Giants. Oh,
Ooh, that was...
that's a nice way to start off. Yeah, that's the perfect way to start off with damage there.
RMN doing some great work there. Meanwhile, a fair bit of information found here towards A main. Drift King, if he'd stuck around, of course it's not G-Max, guys, it's Drift King. If he'd stuck around, maybe he could have punched
That's what
that
G-Max
player.
wishes. That's what G-Max wishes he could be.
His name in Forza is actually Drift King. It really is, with a T though. That one's missing the T.
That's terrible.
Well, I'm apparently the Drift Gentleman when he streams Forza, so I feel pretty good about that title. And stacking up here on the B-Bomb side is Nariki Esports, but they're working on no information. This is quite a gamble to go for, and it's at this stage not paying off because they're going towards the A side.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that if they do hear the bomb planted on A side, they could actually just end up saving. It wouldn't be a bad shot. 4 versus 5, don't have great weaponry, and they certainly do have money. So, I mean, I'd almost just say save at this point.
Oh, not going to be doing that though. Gets the dink, but still. Killing dreams over there towards Z. Gets himself a couple. And it's now the M4 that's left alive. That's probably a weapon worth saving, if there was any on that side worth saving, considering the, well, say, less than ideal things that they had purchased.
Yeah, M4 armor and a kit, definitely worth saving. He's been spotted now, so time is against him. He's going to have to try and find a place to hide as he moves across the B side. Could get caught out here. And will be. Roman removes him from play.
Is that what we're going with now?
I don't know, it just seems logical to call him Roman.
Okay, we'll go with Roman. Talk about Roman all over the map. Nariki Esports 3, Giants Gaming 1. That's finally the T side striking back here. The buy will still be quite strong for Nariki Esports, so they're going to be feeling pretty confident in this round. Plenty of utility on both sides as well, so probably the most even battle we've seen since the pistol round.
Yeah, I mean,
Weaponry-wise,
that
of course.
is... Yes, I suppose that's about as close as you could get. And Tomsku is the AWPer. And some aggression here from Nariki. Interesting that they've got a player that all pushed up without any actual real assistance. But Bitolo will now volley it off. He's going to spot a player, and that's additional information for both teams. But Nariki with more map control, and you'll see they're already moving their AWPer through that connector. They do suspect that it is in fact the B play.
There's the AWP ringing out, finds the first kill. Player on site here to deal with, and Hoodie's going to deal with him handily. Obj in a good position to potentially take out the AWPer, but Tomsku deciding not to get overzealous. And look at this, the CT's just shredding them. The last guy alive is the AWPer here, Obj. And you've got to objectively say it's probably not a good idea to go for this fight.
No, it's very... I mean, in theory he could do it, but even Guardian's only had one of those ever in his life, so...
Got to say Simple or Guardian in your player tag, right? He's going to jump down and not going to find anything. Easy there for Hoodie. Hoodie picks himself up the triple kill. Sight Anchor doing well there for Nariki Esports.
Yep, very good play there. Didn't get too aggressive, didn't overplay his hand. Took the fights he knew he could win and then backed as soon as he'd gotten a single fight, or a single kill. And in general, pretty good play there from Nariki. Nothing too fancy, nothing too complicated. Just basic CS and an easy win in the end.
Easy does it, and for Giants Gaming, they need to strike back pretty quickly. They do have a scout on one of their players, so not quite optimal, and I thought he might hit that shot. Going for the timing shot here, and the player erased, but erased in kind there for Tomsku. He's looked very solid on the AWP so far.
that he has. Wilson was actually the second part of a double AWP, not the end of the world if they do lose him. He is the secondary
Ooh.
AWP, and Tomsku is hitting some really nutty shots at this point as Hoodie runs through the smoke and the fire. Grab himself kill dreams. That will be that. So Giants Gaming back onto a save. It's not looking great for them at this point. They'll probably be going for the full save. Anything else would be very, very dangerous.
I'm assuming the ES in Giants Gaming stands for esports and not Espana because they're España because they're Portuguese, right? That's got to be it.
Portuguese. Well, I did once hear that Portuguese people sound like Spanish people with sock in their mouth. Now, I've never heard enough Portuguese or Spanish to make that claim. That's just what I've been told.
We've heard a lot of Portuguese living in Johannesburg, of course, but not that much Spanish. And he's going to be hearing a bit of Portuguese on his skull there from the CZ. Of course, a Czech weapon, but that doesn't matter. Bomb should at least go down, but the
Ooh.
kill's coming in from Stava. How did he do that?
That was mental. Fantastic control. Yes, Kill Dreams does get a lucky headshot on the entry. Not going to be enough to kill him though, as Tomsku sneaks up on him and shoots him in the back of the head.
Some crazy stuff going on in that round. 4 HP and 3 kills. So there's another round for Nariki Esports. Of course, they've got something to play for here. They could make it to the playoffs, and obviously they're looking for a favorable seeding there. Giants Gaming in a position that they're sort of just missing out on it, but they do have pride to play for here. Still, considering it's, 140-odd teams in the league, you do want to be up in that sort of top 20 area.
Yeah, I mean, I think Giants is probably, I mean, given the nature of how many teams there are, I think Giants Gaming is probably somewhere in the 20 to 30 bracket. Nariki much closer to the top. But, I mean, at the very least, both these teams have won and lost a game on train this season already. Second last game for both of these teams as well, so it's, as you said earlier, sharp to the season, and this is where dreams are played and lost. So
Indeed. Roman popping out a Roman candle there, the Molotov. Not really the same thing after all, but I needed to make the segue somehow, so I went for it.
well,
Not my
couldn't be
best work.
Greek fire, so
Greek fire. There's a nice historical reference for you guys.
just pushing up here. Tomsku with a sliver of a there. Expect something else. Drift King here is pushing towards the connector. I don't really see him doing a whole lot, and he could eat a nade for his trouble. He does indeed, a yummy grenade as well, down to 57 HP. Caught
Delicious.
him right in the teeth. Yeah.
Going to be spitting out the pieces
Arky.
for a while. And Arky biting off a big piece of Paitola's head there. But there's Stava. He's been so strong with that M4A4. Gets himself a cheeky, quick 2 kills. And under a bit more pressure,
Yeah, he
finds
has
a crazy headshot.
Yeah, Stava has been an absolute beast on this round, or in these last couple of rounds, picking up multiple kills. He's going to go down now to Obj as Hoodie is on hand to clean up what remains of the Portuguese side.
Of course, being Portuguese, it probably all tasted good with the peri-peri sauce that it came with.
I can neither affirm nor deny that fact.
Yeah, we won't go there. We won't go there too much. I'm not so sure what Finland's really known for from a cuisine point of view. Maybe somebody in chat can tell us. I kind of want to say a reindeer stew because I recall watching a review of a military ration from Finland which literally had reindeer stew in it, but that's like all I know.
Wilson is showing how fast his hands are. He's going to pick up 2 very quick players. Does have Stave now, but Stave is going to go down Arky up to the task with a running deagle shot there. He's going to try to get another one. He is going to get another one. Wilson all of a sudden not doing so well, but Tomsku is on hand for that quick flick and profit very easily. There's Hoodie does spot the bomb, so Arky can only do so much before he does get caught out by the play. He does not know, is aware of his position. Hoodie is just going to wait. Arky will start suspecting that somebody's probably rotated behind him the longer this goes on. Trying to be very smart, taking the long route through everything, and Nariki is actually split up here, so this could go very south for them. It's the best possible situation for the Sorpa, as I time out.
I have timed out as well, so
Oh.
I'm assuming it's the Go TV
No.
relay that has died. Still stuck on my side. We'll give it a minute. Oh, there we go.
Uh,
We got movement again. I think the server died. Do you see the way the player was looking around there? I think it was a general
felt like a
server issue.
service.
So, oh, jeez, he peaked perfectly at the right angle, but Tomsky just too quick. And in that round, the AWP is doing all of the damage. Of course, Arky picking up the AWP off a dead body, but still got himself the 3K and made it close.
Yeah. Oh, Giants on their next full buy this time. I mean, they haven't looked that great. They've, again, both teams that we've seen on the starting T side tonight have made little to no use of train, or sorry, not the train, the Ivy area. Last round being the first time I've actually seen Giants move that way in any real force, so lose more players there. Roman going to try and get out into Olaf. He's going to hold that area. Just timing does him in there. He could have caught the back end of Nariki Esports player there, and he
Ooh.
keeps scoping in, giving away a lot of noise. Certainly does feel like Stove is aware of this position from Roman here, and he is going to go down. In fact, Stove, after getting the kill onto Pitola, and Wilson now trades out Arky. All of a sudden, Giants not looking too hot this round, but as I say that, Stove turns things around. Wilson, is he going to get the flick? You can actually see the top of his head.
Oh, that's some crazy stuff, but there's the kill eventually. Tomsky also chiming in there with the AWP. Triple kill for Wilson. The secondary AWP is shutting him down.
Dear Lord, these two AWPers on Nariki Esports are insanely quick.
Jeez, yeah. I'd say the round before that one, it was sort of a study in how fast can we possibly shoot. Between those two, Tomsky and Wilson both looking good. Not looking so good for Giants, hence the pause, I imagine, looking to maybe reevaluate their options here because nothing's working at this stage.
Nothing at all is working.
Like my internet. Okay, well, something's working. You guys can hear us, so
Partially working.
sort of working, yeah. So looking at the scoreboard at the moment, Stover there with some very impressive spray downs so far.
Yeah, he does seem to have a very, very good amount of spray control. And a number of times he's actually caught out 2-3 Giants players pushing onto him. Giants, I mean, they just don't seem to really do anything. Their tactics largely devolve around single flashes, maybe 2 or 3 at best, and then just sort of mass pushes onto a site. Nariki clearly has the players capable of dealing with multiple players in a batch. Usually dealt with by spray control, sometimes by insanely fast AWPing. So, yeah, Giants has an issue. I do think they need to make a bit better use of the B site. I mean, most of their B takes haven't really been much more than just push out the ramp, hope we don't die.
That's what we do in matchmaking.
Something like that.
Something like that. And for Drift King, no kills so far, not quite 009, but going to be running into an aggressive stack over here. There's the trade coming in. That's going to favor the T's, but very risky play there from Nariki. Obviously feeling confident here. And maybe Giants can finally take advantage of this.
Nariki with an insanely rotate. All 4 players already at the back of the area. Multiple mollies were thrown down. They'll go another one. That one will almost certainly cook a player or not. Stove is on hand once again. Triple kills seem to be his special ability. And he seems to be lapping them up all day long.
Do you think he just pushes E and then like three people die? It just seems to be his thing. It's not Overwatch,
Feels
of
like
course.
you know. Well, I mean, you could also say it's like a MOBA. Press R, win game.
Something like that. Nariki Esports in a good position, yeah, 10-1 on the scoreboard and running away with it at the moment. Giants need to probably at least find 4 or 5 here to be in with a shot. And he's not in with the shots as Drift King still doesn't have a kill.
Yeah, and Hoodie, aggressive play is going to catch him another one. That'll be Roman going down. Giants already. I mean, I would say it's 6s and 7s, but that's a whole lot more players than they would actually need to have right now. And Giants, oh, it's not looking great, to be fair. It really isn't looking great at all, and that is the weirdest graphical situation I've seen.
Yeah, the server has been under a little bit of strain tonight. We're seeing a fair bit of those sort of moving feet in the shadow. That was some bizarre stuff, man.
Yeah, some very, very weird stuff. Hoodie's taking fights. He's good for 2. Be his third on the round.
Doesn't Crater,
Arky's the last remaining
disappointingly.
player. Yeah, well, I mean, that has to be go to Reddit. What happened in the last game?
Yep, that was some nice stuff there. Very funny. There's a kill for Arky though, but not going to get much more than a kill. Wilson rounding it out there. Secondary AWP, showing that he's not too secondary after all. Both him and Tomsky having a great game so far.
Yeah, and Nariki at this 11-1 up. I mean, all but set themselves up for a victory in this game. Giants, they'll be going to what is probably the second last buy of the half for them. To be fair, it has not looked very good at all for the boys from the edge of Europe at this point, and they just, like I said, they just aren't trying anything different. It's just defaults. Very little Ivy control. They don't really try to push Nariki back at all. About the only real time that they've attempted to make any sort of aggressive play has been the pushes into Olaf, and that also doesn't always work. So Nariki just gets so much information. You can see how aggressive they push on Ivy. That gives them a ton of information at the early round. It means that they can afford to maybe, you know, over-rotate to B when they do it. But in general, Giants Gaming tends to wait around and not do a whole lot of anything. And you can see that they've only really used a couple of flashes this round.
Extremely passive out of them. This angle from Tomsky, he's been proven that he's good for it, and he does again. Obj goes down, the AWP erased. And that's going to throw a spanner in the works here for Giants Gaming's execute, as will that Molly, slowing them down a lot. And time's starting to become a factor with 40 seconds here. The utility being used smartly from Nariki. They've been holding on to it this entire time because Giants just haven't forced anything out of them.
Yep, and I mean, Nariki also hasn't really done a lot around the... Oh, that's going to be enough for Roman to pick up two very good kills, and that's actually Stove and Tomsky, two of the most dangerous players on Nariki. So a rotate is now called through, as it does appear as though Drift King is going to get shot. Nobody protecting the bomb planter there. That's just a rookie error, as Arky's now going to run into the exact same situation. And how in the hell Pitola got two kills from that spot, I have no idea. Hoodie is going to get himself two, pushing out of Ivy. And once again, Giants Gaming just have no clue on what they're doing in these plant situations.
Can't even say it was an afterplant. You didn't have the bomb down yet. Just totally not covered. Drift King is probably the unluckiest individual on the server, closely followed by Obj. 0 kills for him, 1 kill for Obj. Those guys just not showing up at all in this game, and that in that situation, you got to put the blame on the teammates. Drift King should have been covered there with that plant. It wasn't a full smoke execute either, so some bizarre stuff and some aggression out of Tomsky.
Yeah, but I mean, it just doesn't look like Giants Gaming is doing a whole lot of anything really when it comes to team play. Like if you see Nariki, I mean, even this super aggressive Ivy hold, they have an AWP right at the bottom of Ivy. They've got a player sitting there with a flash. If the AWP goes down, he instantly flashes just to slow down any aggressive push the Giants will try from there. And I mean, it's lovely to see, but if you look at Giants, they don't really do anything. Like, yeah, certainly they're running in pairs, but they're not using any utility to help each other out. They're not flashing teamies into positions. They're not mollying out positions to help like their entries. It just really feels like they throw a couple of pieces of utility, then try to take a fight and get wrecked.
Yeah, a lot wrong with what they're doing at the moment. Not a lot wrong for Nariki Esports. Hoodie, the guy close in the side, he's got Wilson backing him up as well. You got to fancy Wilson to land this, and he does. He's been hitting those all night, so going to continue hitting those. 4v5 at the moment, and no map control here for Giants. That was a little close. Stover, the guy on the server I think you don't want to be taking a fight with.
No, not at all. As he's going to get caught out. That's Drift King's first goal. It's a fantastic one at that. Pitola is going to be the next one traded out. And all of a sudden, Nariki in a bit of an unusual situation for them.
Oh my word.
His dream kill Dream. Well, I mean, I can't even say his name correctly, given how quickly he killed Tomsky there.
She hit a crazy long-range shot. Yeah, now double AWP in the retake. And in the post-plant situation, so far, Giants Gaming haven't been very good, but considering what they're facing, they should have this, one would think. And there's a kill for Killdream. He's looked good. And suddenly in the round where Drift King gets the kill, Obj also gets some kills. They win the round. Just like that.
Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed that the guy who's not getting kills might actually help?
Well, I mean, that'll be the small bit of light at the end of the tunnel for Giants Gaming that is this half. And, well, they're going to desperately need the next one. They have to have, at the very least, the next one to give themselves any sort of hope in this game, because Nariki has looked far better than them, just in general. Even when we discount the fact that it is 12-2, Nariki has just looked like a far more solid team, and Roman will remove Wilson. That's the perfect start here for the Portuguese, and first start to a potential third round.
Oh, and another. That's, as you said, perfect start, getting even more perfect. They should have this if they can make sure that their both plan actually sticks together, or that they can actually get the bomb down at all. Patola there getting a great kill, but Kill Dream coming in, another long-range one-tap. Removes him, and it's all on Hoodie. In a tough situation here, but he will pick up the first. You just got to think this is an almost impossible situation. But he executes the second as well. Roman, the hero of the round so far, isn't going to be around to see the rest of it. Is he?
Hobbs, I mean, he must have seen where the nades come from, right? Arky must have. And Hoodie, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, Penguin in chat,
Rockabye, baby.
even more perfect. Extremes 2K18. He's quite right. We were casting last night, and the one thing he said, I think, was certainly, and I said even more certainly when the next thing happened. So having a little bit of a joke with me there, but no joke if you're on Giants Gaming. You've been beaten down here, and Ricky Esports definitely looking the stronger of the two sides.
Yeah, they have a wonderful first half behind them. Looked great on the CT side. The T side is a different prospect though. Although I will say that even accounting for that, Nariki did look like a better team, as I mentioned. Seemed a lot more cohesive as a unit than Giants did, and clearly that counts pretty big on the score sheet.
Indeed, I just headbutted my mic. That was some fantastic work from me.
Drift King getting some kills to pad his stats in the halftime.
Feels bad, man. He's had a tough time of it. His team overall has had a tough time of it. I guess aside from Roman. Roman has looked pretty good. But thank you for joining us, guys. This is Giants Gaming from Portugal versus Nariki Esports out of Finland. This is ESEA Main from Europe, all the way to your screens. And Nariki Esports looking to solidify their spot in the playoff stage of ESEA Main Europe.
Yep, one player with smoke and a flash, the rest with armor, and only one with a P250. Now P250 obviously pretty solid gun. Some might say pretty OP. And Giants Gaming with a lot more defensive hold here on the B side. That'll be Arky's job, as it looks like he's trying to spot both angles at once.
Yeah, even looking for the boost, so he needs some compound eyes to deal with all those angles at once.
Yeah, Nariki, waiting to see something's going to happen. You can see they're pushing aggressively on Ivy. And this is the one thing I criticize Giants Gaming for. Not enough control of Ivy on that T side. And as I say that, Nariki, I think they just made the noise of running down the Ivy area to keep Giants Gaming occupied. Looks like they will be moving towards the B site at this point. Yeah, they are going to be moving there. And Giants Gaming, do they rotate as quickly as Nariki did? Because that was the one thing that you could actually criticize Nariki for, is that their insanely fast rotates sometimes were good, but against a team that can actually fake you out effectively, that will cost you big time.
Oh, Stover catching a headshot through the door there, 7 HP. It's going to be the B bomb site, so that fake seemingly effective so far. Everybody rooted here on the A site, and with 20 seconds on the clock, you got to think they're smelling a rat at this point.
They must be, yeah. You can see Giants Gaming is already in process of rotating, as two players that were holding Ivy are already on their way towards the site. And
oh, through the smoke.
Aramin gets a good shot, moving Stove, as Pitola and friends trying to get aggressively up early, but not accounting for the player that would have almost certainly been on the train. And they do suspect somebody else is close to them. Do not know if they're aware of how close he is. Hoodie will get one kill to turn things around, as Hoodie and Wilson now the last remaining players.
Oh.
Hoodie, what a sexy shot there. It's all up to RMN, or Roman now, as it's he against, I wouldn't say quite the world, but certainly a good portion of Finland at this point. Just not enough.
Indeed, not enough. So the pistol round there going to Nariki Esports. It looked pretty dicey at one point. I think at one point there it was actually a 4v2. So bringing it back very effectively. And for Giants Gaming, they're running out of game here. So they're going to force. There's really nothing left for them to do.
No,
Not enough rounds.
Obj didn't buy armor though. He's got 1,000. It's interesting in and of itself. Nariki. 3 Galils. I don't really know about that. 3 Galils, a UMP, and an AK. I think you could have dropped maybe one of the Galils for an upgraded AK.
One would think, but they've decided to maybe go with a little bit more utility. So let's see if they have anything tricky in store for us in the form of an execute of some kind. But so far, just dancing around, getting aggressive towards main there, and that scout ringing out quite a bit. You'd almost think that it's going to do a bit more damage than it did. The nade, though, somehow doing a crazy amount of damage, but there's the reply from Drift King.
Yeah, that nade. Not quite the explosive device that Drift King had in his hands.
Couple of kills now going towards Nariki Esports. That brings the numbers back towards them. And for Giants Gaming, difficult situation considering the equipment they've got to work with. And the lack of armor in the two of those players. I just feel like it's probably gone unless Drift King does something here, but they're not going to offer themselves up to him. Smart move.
He's going to be the faster rotator, so potentially you could lose at least one Nariki player.
Executing on the side here and executing Roman there is Hoodie. He's looked good so far, as Andrew says in chat. And already looking for the flank here, potentially. They squeezing this play. He should get one kill here, gets himself a free kill. And there's also a kill from the CZ of Kill Dream. So now suddenly doable, unless Hoodie's got something to say about it, and it turns out he rather does. So that's pretty much done, one would think.
Apologies for that. I was having some wonderfully tasty looking pancakes delivered.
Pancakes delivered? Wow, okay. Well, I clearly live at the wrong house.
That you do. That's because it's your house, not mine.
Fantastic. And I guess if you're a Nariki Esports fan, the scoreline looks pretty fantastic. 14-3. And Nariki so far, they've got a chokehold on this game. Just like you're going to be putting a chokehold on those pancakes and just stuffing them down your throat.
I'm not G-Max, okay? I'm not G-Max. G-Max is the guy that consumes entire cupcakes in one go and then semi-chokes on stream and promises he'll never do it again, only to do it again 10 minutes later.
I thought you were going to be referring to his propensity for choking himself in other ways. But
No.
oh, there's a couple of nice shots. Roman taking the kill. So at least bringing things back, and these scouts are doing big damage.
That they are. Nariki, bit of a loss for how to deal with them at the moment. They don't really have anything that can move as quickly as that and is as accurate, so it's tough for the finish, for the Finns. And at the moment, Giants Gaming, well, they have to do everything to keep themselves in this game. And RMN, oh, that fall actually might have saved him in the end there, but it is going to buy enough time for Nariki to get onto site, and they'll trade out that kill eventually. RMN going down Arky with some gymnastics up that ladder, gets himself a kill. Stove has been spotted. He's going to get the first kill, doesn't get the second though. That'll be Obj. And it's a 2 versus 3. One player on extremely low life. That'll be Tomsku, who is nominally an AWP. It's actually double AWPers sitting and holding this, and Wilson shows that AWPing is not the only skill that he has. He's going to remove Arky as well. And Drift King is the last remaining player. It's all up to him. He's going to have to make certain things go his way. And Tomsku, well, something told him that there was a player above him, and Drift King, unfortunately, his woes continue.
And that's just about all she wrote, folks. 15-3, yeah, plenty of map points in hand for Nariki Esports, and they're looking good. And I can see got a fan of this in chat. He's enjoying it, so good for your team, not so good if you're a Giants Gaming fan. And of course, if you are, you're enjoying it, the ESEA Main Europe action, give the channel a sub, give us a like, and send me some pancakes, because I'm jealous now.
You should be jealous.
Oh,
RMN is going to somehow win 2 fights at close range with the UMP. Does he win the third? not so lucky this time. Drift King, though, he's on a drive-by, and that drive-by involves a CZ. He is going to remove himself, Hoodie, from the neighborhood.
Wow.
That was terrible. That was,
That was terrible, dude. It's usually me with those, Prof. Leave some bad jokes for me.
No, you get enough of those. Let me steal one or two. Kill Dreams.
Killing dreams.
From Scoot. Being taught. Yeah.
See, I got a bad joke in. I feel good about that. Drift King also got to feel good about that one as well. Finally getting around Jazz Giants Gaming. Probably too little too late, but for pride's sake, they probably want to get a few more.
Yeah, they'll definitely want to get a couple more just to make the scoreline look a bit closer, but Nariki is still well in control of this game. Can still pull by here on most of their players. Pitola, only guy. Alright, Nariki's going for a bit of a mixed buy, actually. 3 AKs, 2 upgraded pistols. Not much utility, so ended early. I mean, they do have enough time to play around with this, I think.
Yeah, they got enough time. They can go for the force and then save a couple rounds. Although, is that even going to be necessary when Hoodie's hitting shots like that? He's looked good all game and continuing that good formula. Now on Roman to maybe find a reply, and so far not able to. Hoodie got really aggressive there out of mid and got himself into a good position to punish the player towards E-Box.
That was a fantastic play there by Nariki, or Nariki's entry there, just to give themselves a great position in this map. Because Giants Gaming have played a heavy A default, rarely rotate towards the B side unless almost certainly already lost it. So Arky, he's going to be the player just spotting. He could get caught out here now. Ideally, you'd want something other than a CZ to do that.
You'd think so.
And
How are those pancakes, by the way?
I haven't been able to consume much of them yet.
Okay,
Because
well,
these rounds are a little bit too active, so I can't tell you that the one has ice cream in it, though.
oh my word, you need to hurry up then, man.
Yeah, no, Nariki needs to hurry up here. Giants Gaming. They've got a lot going for them in this round, and less now as Pitola does remove a player. Obj is also traded out, and well, it has been a microcosm of Giants Gaming tonight. They have not looked fantastic. Every time they seem to have small gap, things just haven't turned out for them, as Roman pre-firing angles, and Wilson waits right until he's in mid-spray before turning on him. Last remaining player, Still Dream, will get a kill, and then his stream will be ended.
Indeed, it's a great game there from Nariki Esports. They're looking pretty good, gotta say, and overall some entertaining CS there from the finish, and I think that's going to solidify themselves a position potentially in the playoffs. I think they've got one more game to go, right?
Yeah, they have to win. I think they're in that sort of dicey situation where any loss counts them out. They have to absolutely make certain that they win.
So
And
looking
even
at
then, I think it's sketchy.
wow, okay, looking at the stats here, Hoodie doing some crazy work there on the, particularly on that T side. He looked really good. Got himself plenty of kills on CT though. Stover was probably my favorite player to watch. Really good with the M4A4, and I think a lot of rounds could have been attributed to him. But between Wilson and Hoodie, the ADR is just crazy stuff.
Yeah, it really is pretty nutty. Just looking quickly at the well, the breakdown. Okay, the log hasn't updated yet, but Nariki will go to 12-4. That would put them in a, well, looks like a 5-way tie for 10th place.
5-way tie for 10th place.
So I don't know how big the playoff brackets are. I know in South Africa it's what, 8 teams? 6? No, it's 8 teams.
Yeah, so I would imagine it's
So-
probably 8 teams as well. So they're just on the cusp there. They've got a few guys to get past. And some of these teams that they've got to get past are pretty scary. Dizlan coming up next. Very scary team. The Imperial as well, also looking good. We'll be bringing you a game from them tomorrow. Euronics Gaming and Team Monarch, both teams you've covered this year as well, also pretty good. Valiance and Co coming up in the next game. Havu, I'm interested to see they actually lost the first place to WASD Esports, and they've been looking good all season.
Yeah, WASD has been, well, it's another team from Estonia, and we know that based on the sheer percentage of players that we've seen at the top level of Estonia, they seem to be pretty good.
Yeah, we haven't actually covered them this season, so let's hope we manage to do that before the season is over. In the meantime, we've probably got another 10 minutes until the next game, so I think we will take a quick break, guys, and we will be back pretty soon. Oh, wrong button. But that is what it's supposed to say. It's supposed to tell you which games are coming up. And that's, of course, Dizlan versus Valiance and Co. Both teams that have got a lot to play for in terms of making it through to the playoffs, solidifying their spots. Go eat your pancakes.
Thank you very much.
Cool. See you guys in 10 minutes.
It's just...
Here is tomorrow, just past the sunrise. My fingers reaching out, 'cause we are believers, the gods of the skyline, and the curse can't tie us down.
to state my case. I hold my tongue, I know I'd say something I regret. Don't blame me, just strike the match and walk away. Let me in it, I've seen better days. Don't lay down, take it on goddamn, and tell me that you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it. Don't lay down, take it on goddamn, and tell me that you want it, you want it, you said you want it. If you bring the fuel, I'll bring the flames. And set it off, not what you want, I'm what you need. A ticking time bomb, just strike the match and let it take. Let me in it, light a lady blaze. Don't lay down, take it on goddamn, and tell me that you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it. Don't lay down, take it on goddamn, and tell me that you want it, you want it, you said you want it.
Think that I'm a freak when I'm talking to myself, but it's like I was too weak to be someone else. Could think that I'm a creep when I'm singing all alone, but it's like I couldn't see straight on my own. When I fall, we start again, and when I feel like I'm just dead, and when I call, it comes again, and now I see it's in my head. Yeah, there's something that saves me all the time in my say. Yeah, it circles when I'm breaking down, like a whisper in my head, coming from out of nowhere, like a whisper in my head, when I got something to share, like a whisper in my head, when I'm unable to speak, coming from somebody else. Now know it is just stronger than myself. something that saves me all the time. In my say, yeah, it surfaces when I'm breaking down, like a whisper in my head, coming from out of nowhere, like a whisper in my head, when I got something to share. Think that I'm a freak when I'm talking to myself, but it's like I was too weak to be someone else. You could think that I'm a creep when I'm singing all alone, but it's like I couldn't see straight on my own. Hey, yeah, there's something that saves me all the time. In my say, yeah, it surfaces when I'm breaking down, like a whisper in my head, coming from out of nowhere, like a whisper in my head, when I got something to share.
I feel like I'm running, getting nowhere. Can't stop staring at the pictures in my head. I listen to the words that you told me, holding on till the end. Now you're way too far to keep from falling over. And if who you are is always getting in the way, I can't wait until everything goes crashing on you. Tell me who will save you now. It's not fate, 'cause I know that I can't live without you. I don't want it anymore, this heart of war. Tired of living on a battlefield, fighting every moment to erase it all. Seems like I'm always on the defense, doesn't matter anymore. Now you're way too far to keep from falling over. And if who you are is always getting in the way, I can't wait until everything goes crashing on you. Tell me who will save you now. It's not fate, 'cause I know that I can't live without you. I don't want it anymore, this heart of war.
What are you doing here? You're jealous. Jealous. Jealous.
You must do something wrong.
How can you be so ungrateful? How do you talk about neighborhood jealous? 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 Because I'm afraid of the dark.
You know I love you, don't you?
Who are you? No. No. Talking. Jealous. Jealous. What are you doing here?
I can't wait until everything goes crashing on you. Tell me who will save you now. It's not fate, 'cause I know that I can't live without you. I don't want it anymore. This heart of war. There's a long run just behind you.
Mr. Prof, can you hear me, my good sir? You still got a pancake in your face. I don't know, but thanks for joining us,
No,
guys.
I can.
Okay,
Pancakes were finished. Messes were cleaned up.
Okay, fantastic. So this is ESEA Main Europe. It's Valiance and Co versus Dizlan. Valiance and Co, the third place team. Dizlan in 8th position. So between these two teams, I think Dizlan probably got a little bit more to play for, wanting to make sure that they stay inside that top 8. Valiance and Co maybe could lose one, but of course they're not going to want to. They want to solidify their spot and maybe even get there near the top.
Yeah. Valiance Co, I mean, we wanted to do them a little bit earlier in the season. I think they were in 0 at the time, but unfortunately their game was moved and we couldn't do it. But Dizlan we've been following quite a bit this season. This should be a spicy game. Valiance and Co, obviously, it's not team not all from one country. A couple of guys from Serbia, a couple of guys, well, I think one guy from Macedonia. There's a couple of other players from the region as well.
Macedonia not playing today. It's just Hunter from Bosnia. The rest of the players are from Serbia. So let's see what they can do. Valiance and Co on the CT side. That's where you want to be on train. And Letny pushed up here in a pretty good position, one might say, if somebody drops into his crosshair, if they're obliging enough on that front. Order director, you going to switch for us? There we go. I think it will.
As I said, the Frenchies have looked pretty good, especially Adlane. Korea has also had some nutty rounds, and Jinx, I think, is their other big player. So French certainly do have a bit of pedigree at this level. Valiance, as I said, we haven't seen a lot of them, but they've actually done better than Dizlan have. So a team that I'm very interested to see how they run.
So sorry about that,
'Cause-
guys. I apparently was not running in the actual game. I must have bumped one of the shortcut keys. Apologies. I'm going to get a stream deck soon. Sorry, guys. Please hurl insults at me. As you can see, CT side is what's happening at the moment, and
Yeah.
nothing is happening for the CTs
Absolute
or the Ts. That's so
data.
quiet. So you didn't miss anything. Don't worry.
No, nothing's happened. Jinx will get the first kill. That'll be Letny going down first. Impulse now going to be spotting players. He's taking Adlane. He's going to remove Adlane's head as well. That's the perfect start for him there. It's the bomb dropped as well. So does Lan have to recover that before they have anything? But just like that, French do return 2 quick kills. CTs are close on site though, so they got to win these fights as Jinx spots both of them. They've lost another player, and Jinx is starting to turn things around. Enemy actually going along with the name there as he removes his player, and the last remaining will be Enemy, and Jinx kills him off. So Dizlan off to the perfect start game as they grab themselves their first kill. First round, what am I saying?
Yep. Andrew, well done, Andrew. Enjoying it, enjoying your power as a moderator, trying to abuse it. Nathan, thank you for joining us. It was like listening to cricket on the radio. Well, of course, most of the people who are joining us, the French, and of course some Serbs and Bosnians, don't know what cricket is. So
French have a pretty decent cricket team. Was pretty boring, I'll not lie. Either way. See
1
if
and
we
0.
can spice it up for the rest of the game. Yeah.
So for Valiance and Co, not the start they would have wanted on the CT side for Dizlan though. They are obviously a couple of positions below. In fact, 5 positions below on the leaderboard. They need to win this game, and it's not going to help when Impulse is hitting shots like that. He hits 2.
The first one was good. The second one was just absolutely filthy. Jinx now gets a second kill. Sorry, gets the first kill for his team, but tons of them are very, very low HP. They've got to be so careful. Impulse gets yet another. That's 2 players on very, very low HP. Jinx on 34 of his own, and he's going to get another 2 kills just like that. Things he turn around, but they've actually passed enemy entirely. He's got to get that kill.
Oh!
First, he gets the second as well. That's now a 1v1. He's got to get it. He can't, unfortunately. Valiance and Co. Gun round, the round was in his hands, and enemy just could not do it. Fantastic play, though, and so, so close to winning that.
Fantastic. If they'd won that round, that scout from Impulse would have been what won it for them. He was just chipping away at all of them. Pretty much every player they dropped low. And from Dizlan, Jinx managing to pull it out of the fire for his team with those 2 quick kills.
Yeah, so damn close there. Just unfortunately couldn't get enough done, but huge damage dealt. Dizlan, 3 AKs, so nothing too shabby. They do have a little bit low on utility. As Korea will start things off well. Adlane, Korea, and Jinx all contribute as fairly pitiful amount of weaponry for Valiance in this round as Neno is forced back. Hunter, see what he can do. He's up close and he's very dead for his troubles. Neno should be the last one, and he's finished off.
Do you think it's a silent B? Is it like not the...
I don't know, but we do have a young man called Nicola in our chat that could tell us a little bit more about his name.
We'd love to know, Nicola. How do we pronounce that? Is it Nenot? Neno? What is it? Would be good to know. We haven't actually cast...
NOTB, who knows?
NOTB? Yeah, it could be all sorts of things, but what it can be in this round is a full buy for Valiance and Go, and they're going to need the full buy. And particularly that AWP in the hands of Impulse, who's shown himself to be pretty dangerous so far. They're going to need him to show up.
Yeah, that was with the scout, and you can see Dizlan get aggressive around Ivy. Actually got 3 players here, so they're going to try do something at the very least. Maybe just a boost over the smoke, as Impulse is the man tasked with holding the T connector at this point. Very light presence at the B site for the moment from Dizlan. As Valiance and Co have actually also not done anything with the drop area. They'll be moving a player in there now. That'll be Letney. See what he can do.
So apparently it's Neno, and apparently I don't sound as interesting as the Learning Channel, says Nathan. Nathan, you're only allowed to say that if you come and buy me Indian food again, mate. I'll see you next week.
Yo, bribery.
So 5 players alive
in South Africa.
for both sides.
Yeah, well, Korea at this point, pushing through. Lucky is going to be the point man. He's going to have to try and get around that corner, but he is flashed to hell and gone by his teammate. There's not a whole lot that they can do about that at this point, unfortunately, as Lucky will be holding the close angle with probably the worst upgraded weapon that you can buy outside of maybe the Bison.
Yeah, not fantastic against armor. Hoping he's going to maybe catch one of those 2 players without the helmets. And there's Jinx catching Letney very nicely. And now they're down drop here. And it's on Impulse. He needs to find himself a kill over the smoke. Lucky taking a long-range fight with the Mac-10 before he's punished there from Impulse. And Impulse getting another. Look at this player go. He's just lighting up the kill feed here. And everybody is dead. I can't even speak fast enough.
The Valiance and Co had no business winning that round, and then Impulse had. That was insane AWPing, especially that third one. It felt like it was a no-scope, probably a quick scope, but that's how quickly he fired. Dear Lord, Dizlan had no idea what hit them in that round.
Unbelievable stuff out of Impulse. He's looking particularly hot at this stage, so definitely player to look out for. And as we said, we tried to cover Valiance and Co a couple times earlier in the season, but both times they rescheduled at the last moment, so we weren't able to actually watch them. So the first for us, but I think it's probably about the 4th or the 5th Dizlan game we've done.
Yeah, it's a couple of plays that felt like they were going to hit the Guardian shot there. Impulse and Adlane both sort of lined up for it and then decided, nah, it's okay. Letney. Second time he's decided to take a fight with Jinx, and that's the second time he's just, unfortunately, just not won that fight. So Bit of a rough one here. Kriya is ahead of the smoke. He's going to spot the player, and he is going to kill the player. So Valiant & Co off to horrible start in this round already. 2 players down. It's all up to Impulse again. Can he make it happen?
Jeez, and he is a god with that AWP. Let's see what he can do. They're going to need him to be firing here. Hunter, the Bosnian player, hunting around for somebody towards Ivy, but nobody to be found. Very passive from Dizlan. After they got those kills, they didn't accelerate onto the site. They decided to sit back and let Valiance & Co sweat a bit.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. I mean, Valiance is more likely to burn some of their utility with players lost. Let's see, they very, very low on it at the moment. The last smoke will go out. They've only got a flash that'll be on Hunter. So, I mean, if he's going to have to get Impulse out of trouble, that's the method to do it. But it does look as though Valiance is going to go around. Hunter is going to start things off well, though, along with Impulse. And all of a sudden, it's a 3 versus 3. Dizlan probably reconsidering the decision to go towards A right about now. As Hunter is going to split another player. Lucky making so much noise. Adlane, though, does get Hunter out. And it's sorry, it's Adlane versus Impulse. Who's going to be the winner? Impulse does not care about your smokes, friends. And Dizlan, well, Alex,
I think he's timed
I don't know
out.
if he's timing. Yeah, I think he has timed out. That's
Starts
okay.
moving again, so I guess a slight connectivity issue, but geez, Impulse and Hunter in that round just in what was a terrible situation for their team, turning it around completely.
Yeah, if Alex did time, that is horribly unfortunate, and you got to feel for Dizlan there, because I think they certainly could have done more damage had they been playing with a full deck. But as it was, Impulse still hit an absolutely filthy shot through the smoke there, and Hunter helping out his AWPer very, very well there.
Yeah, some great work from the rifler there, and before that round I think he was only on 1 kill, so showing up nicely for them. Valiance & Co now drawing within 1. Dizlan on the force buy.
Yeah, I mean, French on and force buys. Dizlan has been pretty good at not force buying in bad situations, so Alex could be copping a bit of damage.
And yeah, going for the double drop, first pioneered by Australis quite some time ago now. It's a very common thing, but it was pretty novel not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, various teams use it. I think the first team that I saw use it was, who was it? I think it was Cloud9. But they only tried it once, got wrecked, and then never tried it again in the game that I first saw it. Although I don't know who originated it.
It was a Glaive thing, but enemy, proving to be the enemy of Korea, taking him down there through the smoke. Alex walking in, and he gets a fantastic shot there. That's the B-bomb site in their charge. Jinx now on 29 HP needs to hightail it out of there. But that is some clever play from Dizlan. Works out perfectly, and risk versus reward, and being rewarded initially before being rewarded with a headshot.
Well, Alex doing as much damage as he can with that AK, but unfortunately not enough at this point. It's 2-on-3. Dizlan's 2 remaining players are low. Impulse could get caught out here. Is he aware of it? Lucky's going to get the first kill. He's not going to get the second.
my
He
word.
needs to hit that one. They had the best chance. Adlane's actually gone down. You'll see them just rushing. Hunter running for the bomb. He's going to get there in time. He's going to hold the bomb. Taking that fight was actually the wrong decision, but he could not have known that. Lucky wins it for his team in the end. Dizlan breaks the money of Valiance, and all of a sudden, the Europeans are not looking great.
Wow, what a gambit there from Dizlan. And by gambit, I don't mean the CIS team. I mean gamble, shall I say. They went for something kind of unorthodox there, particularly Alex running down the ramp through the smoke, finding the headshots. And because of the player that managed to make it through connector, it just completely unlocked the defense.
Oh, me cops a bullet to the back of the leg there. Oh, and Neno hits a pretty decent shot on Jinx, doing some damage. Now, the last time Valiance and Co was on scouts, did quite a bit of damage. And no Penguin, I am not talking about Hearthstone, I'm talking about a real man's card game.
A real man's card game. Adlane doesn't spot the player on top of the brown train, but doesn't need to after all. He takes a little bit of a sharper angle, so in no danger. It was interesting in the previous round where they had the scouts. It was Impulse that did all the damage. And this time he's got, well, not a scout, shall we say. He had the deagle and it didn't really work out for him. Jinx now spamming away. Could potentially lose the weapon considering his low HP.
That he could. Enemy just holding down range with that scout, and Looks. It's interesting that Letney's actually fallen a little bit further back. Realizes that it's probably not a good idea to try and take AKs at a disadvantageous positioning.
So the B site seeming to be set up for here. They like to run down the clock, do Dizlan. And
Valiance knows it's coming though.
yeah, they do, but can they do anything about it considering the weaponry they have? Alex missing out on a kill there. Now down the ramp they go, and there's a kill for enemy. Scout's doing damage again. Alex needs to find something in reply, and he does. So bringing it back for them in the flank, I don't think it's going to work out. Kriya seems to be waiting for it, and he does get it. Yeah, so 2v4, almost an impossible situation, you might say, with 2 scouts.
Yeah, and with Adelaide hitting shots like that on Hunter, it does seem like an impossible situation now for Valiance. And like that, enemy will decide better, you know, caution is the better part of valor. Get himself to safety.
Yeah, who needs to take this fight? Of course, the scout and the kit and the armor will be useful in the following buy round anyway. Assuming it's a buy round, not a double save. In fact, actually, it will be a double save. So, oops.
Yep.
Got that one wrong.
Very, very wrong. So Valiance. Oh, I mean, this is the best T side we've seen tonight. Which is not saying much in general, but Islan has actually looked good on the T side, to be fair.
Yeah, they look well drilled, and I think it's a feature of Dizlan that we've covered so far. Because we've covered a few of their games, we've got a fairly good sense of how they operate, and it is definitely a strength of theirs. Whereas Quantum Billet or Fire earlier and Nariki Esports definitely didn't look as well drilled on the T side, and their opponents were even worse.
Yeah. I mean, QBF had pretty solid CTs though, so there is that. Valiance and Co. Dizlan, I mean, that lane
That was risky.
getting caught.
And another. This guy is so fast.
That is very, very fast. So Lucky at this point, pushing pretty aggressively. I mean, if Valiance had anything to do a little bit more damage, they could have gotten so many kills in these rounds with the scouts.
They're just chipping away.
They must
at them.
tag about, yeah, they must tag about 80% of the Dizlan players with scouts, and then just can't find another shot to save their lives.
What could they do with AWPs? One wonders maybe. Impulse did, of course, have a crazy round with the AWP earlier, but the economy's been severely limited since then. In the 5v3 now, B-bomb side again, the intended target here, and there's the late rotate coming towards us. Probably a little late considering all the utilities down already. Alex just waiting.
Very, very late. I think the last two should probably save. Scout is not a terrible weapon in a gun round, but Impulse, he'll be the last remaining player. He does have a kit that could come in handy down the line, so I don't know. Maybe he's aware of somebody. He is aware of somebody. He's actually going to get himself an AK, so that's very, very well played, but he's going to have to hide very, very soon.
He's in so much trouble in this position, and it's not going to work out for him. So that's 6-2 Dizlan, looking good. Valiance and Co. We saw a couple of great rounds out of them, but I think they definitely need to see a little bit more out of the likes of Nino and Letney. They haven't shown up too much yet. And for Dizlan, overall looking pretty good, and particularly Jinx looking like a beast on this map.
Yeah, Jinx has done fantastic work, especially around that drop area, or pop dog area, so Valiance at this point struggling a little bit, it must be said, and they won't have the AWP on Impulse, and that is the danger. Adlane with the big green does remove Hunter from play once again, and Valiance, I mean, how many times have we said it now, but they're constantly starting off a man down at the very least, and it's such a tough map in order to do that. They've actually fully abandoned Ivy control with this setup now, has Valiance.
Also, kind of unhappy to see that Impulse doesn't have an AWP in his hands. They should have probably managed the economy. Maybe he shouldn't have forced with them, because he's proven to be such a weapon with that gun. Probably would have been good had he had it, yeah. And in the situation now, 5v4, Dizlan changing up the timing a little bit, but Enemy nearly gets himself a kill. Letney coming in with a potential spray down, doesn't get it, but the trades are favoring them. Enemy doing some good work. Finally bringing it back into the 2v2 here. Adlane with the bomb goes aggressive and drops Impulse.
Yeah, and 2 versus 1, now it's a 2 versus 0. Alex, after that earlier round where it seemingly timed out, he has come back with a vengeance at this point, and Valiance is in all sorts of trouble now. 2-7.
Yeah, maybe remind you in this ESEA Main Europe Championship, Valiance and Co sitting third at the moment, Dizlan sitting 8th, with only a couple games to go until the playoffs. Quite a lot on the line here. Dizlan want to gain some ground and make sure that they're not at the bottom of their top 8, because of course there's a lot of teams that can overtake them. For Valiance and Co, don't want to be in the position that you might not even make it if a couple of other teams do really well here. Oh,
Yeah. Ooh, Hunter.
oh, this could be a really good position for him, and it is. He gets himself one.
Yeah, there's actually 3 players holding up close as Jinx now moves in. We said he's having a good game, but he'll need a little bit more of that this round in order to save his team. It is a 3 versus 3. Valiance, once again, looking pretty solid, and they could have actually been done in here. They are going to get lucky with Letney pushing right into the wrong area at the wrong time, but the timing on that could have done huge work for Valiance. As Dizlan actually had to play deep into the site and might have miscalled Hunter. Oh, I was going to mention that he'd gotten killed, but Jinx kills a flying impulse.
Wow. So Valiant's doing some great work there, considering the limited buy they had, but in the end, not enough. Double AWPs, though, will be coming out in Eno and Impulse. And Impulse been the hero of the game so far for Valiance and Co. They can't win the half anymore, but they can get 7. If they're going to get 7, they're going to need Impulse to be hitting some of those nutty shots.
Yeah, they definitely will be. I mean, double AWPing now. Ad lane, we mentioned it multiple times. Hunter goes down once again. The ad lane has been a terror.
Oh my
for
word.
the French. He's going to be even more of a terror right now. He's literally Brock Lesnar in this match. He is just laying waste to everybody. He gets a 3rd just for some giggles as well. Impulse gets Jinx, and that was one of the main guys on Dizlan, but until you've removed Adlane, who's now got a 4K.
Wow.
I mean, at this point, Impulse is just hiding in a corner, praying that he doesn't get spotted by Adlane, because the Frenchman has been an absolute beast.
Oh, he legs him before taking him down, denies the ace. And in a 1v2, bomb isn't down. And as I was saying, it isn't down. I was going to try hype up Impulse's chance there, but not going to happen. Great angle held. So that's that. 9-2, and the half comprehensively won here for Dizlan.
Yeah, rough days for the Serbs at the moment, as Dizlan has looked pretty damn good on this map. Not necessarily the most tactical, but they play a style which just seems like the Serbians are not really able to deal with.
And there's confidence
Early
from
picks,
Adlane
then-
as well. He's just...
Yeah, it's early picks and then just very good passive holds that force Valiance to try and look for something to you know, like just try and find some information, and then Dizlan picks them off even further. Okay.
Free kill there, and another kill as well. On the force buy, they do so well on the force buy, but against the full buy rounds, they seem to struggle quite a bit. So in the situation, 2 rifles recovered here, and they've got the numbers. They just need to read this correctly, and it looks like they are going to read it correctly. All going towards the B side. Hunter coming in on the flank. Adlane, though, doing what he does. Gets a second. That was just insane. I don't know how he hit that.
How did he hit that indeed? It is actually a 2 versus 2, and in the end, Valiance does win a round. Hunter's late rotation through the upper area will remove that dangerous AWPer, but Dizlan getting caught out a little bit there, and you can see the danger of Valiance if they are able to get off to a good start in these rounds. But every round that they've lost a player early, they've seemingly not been able to recover. So it is a worry.
Triple AWP. That should be a worry.
Yeah, that's a bit of a worry.
Some strange stuff there coming out of Valiance and Co, but let's see if it works for them. It's something they haven't tried yet, so just going with it are the Serbs and the single Bosnian in Hunter. Oh, that was a dirty shot. He probably shouldn't have hit
was
that,
sexy.
but he
Definitely
did.
should not. Definitely should not have, but I mean, that has been what we could say about a lot of the AWP shots in this game. So, Valiance showing that they aren't too shabby on the AWPs either. And I don't think Dizlan is aware of the fact that there's a triple AWP running at this point.
One AWP shot rings out as well, just whizzes past Letney here. Under a bit of pressure, and Impulse taking a Quite a risky battle, not against the Orpa, but Kriya now dropped to 8 HP. Adelaine going for the boost. Hunter in position to stop him, and he will. Valiant Co having a great round here. Jeez, Hunter going for a quite a quick shot there. Doesn't hit it. But he will round it out in the end thanks to the flash from his teammate. All on Jinx. He's the guy who's been doing well so far, but in a 1v5, this would be kind of crazy if he won it.
It would be. Might be able to get one kill there if the timing helps him out, but I think enemy has spotted him. Jinx doesn't care if he spotted him. He's got better aim, and we'll remove enemy there. So Bunter though has also spotted the bomb, so fairly certain Valiance just holds angles now. There's no need to push areas, and Letney will get the timing just perfect on Jinx and shoot him in the side of the face.
Rounds it out beautifully, and in the situation now of Dizlan away, I guess they could force into the round, or maybe they'll... I mean, it's only one player who doesn't have enough money for an AK, so I guess they could purchase, but they're going to take the pause anyway. Triple AWP remains, which is some unusual stuff, but I guess that's what they want to do. And to you guys who've joined us, the Serbian fans of Valiance & Co, as well as the French fans of Dizlan, good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. This is ESEA Main. I'm Extremes and co-caster Profeci. If you're enjoying it, give us a subscribe and send me pancakes, because Prof just had some pancakes and I'm very jealous of them.
You should be jealous, they were amazing.
Fantastic.
Well, it's the quest to see if Valiance can recover what was a terrible mid-round or mid-half on their CT side. They're up to 4 kills. They would, sorry, up to 4 rounds. They would absolutely have to make it 6 to, I think, give themselves a reasonable chance here. And then we get to see what their T side looks like.
So 4-9, 2 rounds remaining in the half. If they can get 6 here for Valiance and Co, I think they'd actually feel pretty confident about it. Both Impulse and Hunter have looked good. I'd be confident that they'd be pretty good on that T side. But again, on a map like this, it is still CT favored fairly heavily at the moment. We have seen some tier 1 games where it has veered towards the T, but that is like the elite of the elite. So a lot of work to do for Valiance.
Those also tend to be like ultra T side teams, like Astralis. Like I know SK's had a couple of beast mode T sides before. So I mean,
and there's the aggression, but it's going to get traded off and immediately replied from Hunter. So favoring the CTs here very nicely. 4v3. Thank
Impulse is going to try spam through the box. We'll get it in the end with some help from enemy.
Wait, why is Auto Director sticking us here? Okay, back to the action we are. No, never mind. Never mind. You don't get to see this stuff, guys. And there's Alex getting himself a kill, nearly following it up as well. Doing a lot of work here on 28 HP to try to bring it back. And he's getting a little closer as well. I like that molly to deny presence there. And depending on the timing here, he could find it through the smoke, but Impulse too quick. Watching that smoke like a hawk. No, way too fast. You said it too quickly. He hit another even faster shot.
He needs a Reddit account. Impulse too fast.
Wow. Like the God Dennis account. So apparently triple AWPs are the thing to do on train. That's the new meta that Valiant Co have taught us. We will need to let G2 know, because I'm sure they'd be very appreciative of that and would actually buy 3.
G2 would never have money.
That's also true. Some interesting revelations coming out of them this week as well. So if you haven't seen that, go look at the podcast that Shocks did with the owner of G2 Ocelot. That was some interesting stuff. In the meantime, Dizlan on CZs. Classic French style CZs and armor with some utils. See if they can use that utility effectively to get themselves into this B-bomb site.
Yeah, they should be good for it. I mean, these guys looked pretty potent on the full buys, so running into close range with AWPs is probably your best chance. Nino does get a kill though. He goes down. Letney, he's going to spot the one player.
Oh.
He actually shoots past the first player, doesn't see the second. And this line, unfortunately, does look as though it is going to be a 6-9 round. 6-9 T-half. As Letney finally controls the spray and does remove Kriya from the land of the living. Sloan finally gets themselves the end of the half. Much worse than they would have hoped for. But or should I say, much better than they would have hoped for, but they'll be upset anyway that they didn't get even more rounds, if you think about it.
Yeah, I think probably within the first 10 rounds, it kind of set them back so badly. At one point, it was, what, 6-1? So,
No, it was 9-1, 9-2, 9-1.
9-2, yes, that's before second round came in. But yeah, not great for Valiant Co. originally, but 9-6, I think they'll at least be happy with that because it could have
Yeah,
been
you can
way,
play
way
with that.
worse.
Yeah, I mean, they on the other hand will be very upset with the number of rounds they got, but they'll be happy with the recovery, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to put it. We're just waiting for the players to ready up in the second half, yeah.
Missing
Dizlan-
one Valiance player.
Yeah, Dizlan overall looking pretty good though. Adelaine with that AWP, we've been so impressed with him the times that we have covered this team, and also Jinx just absolutely letting loose there with the AK. So they'd be looking to
Yeah, he
continue some of that form here in the second half.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. And to reply to Mr. Andrew Hodgkinson, no, I'm not a savage. That is not how I eat.
There's also a Dave Matthews Band song there in the drizzling down the chin thing, but it's about peaches, but it's a euphemism for something else. So
Is it
you can look that one up.
that song, Millions of Peaches, Peaches for Free?
No.
Still, apparently there's some hidden meaning to that song. I'm just like, well, I clearly am not seeing it because this doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I'm not even going to repeat the Dave Matthews Band song lyrics because you'll very clearly understand what's being spoken about with peaches. But yeah, we won't go there. Andrew will probably go there because he's that kind of guy and he's in chat. So nothing we can do about that, guys. Sorry, apologize for his presence here, but
Unmod him. Dangerous,
bloody
that guy.
penguins.
Yeah.
So for Valiance and Co, I must say, Impulse, the firing speed on that AWP is just absolutely insane. The guy's hit some crazy shots, and it's almost like if it's 45 degrees away from his crosshair, it's probably going to die with the way he's able to shift his aim.
Yeah, I mean, it does mean that he's a little bit less reliable in terms of hitting the easy shots. But in general, that is some nutty firing speed, and those are the kind of AWPers that can really change games for you if they're playing well.
Nathan, please tell us that joke about a penguin. I hope it's horribly degrading to penguins and that Andrew gets wrecked by it. So please go ahead. The other guy I'd say also was impressing me there for Valiance and Co was Hunter. He looked pretty handy with a rifle and an AWP.
There was only really a couple of rounds where he did much of anything, to be fair. He does play Ivy, so you can't really blame him. He wasn't the point man in a lot of the situations, but he did go down early in a couple of the rounds, trying to take long-range fights against Adelaine especially. So, I mean, he had an okay, like a decent couple of rounds, but I think in general probably will not be happy with his performance in the first half.
So we're still just waiting on one player, yeah? Come back, please. Some technical issues, I would imagine, so let's hope that he is able to come back. Andrew, as a moderator here, I demand you tell us the joke. Yes, I demand that you tell us the joke too. I want to know. I can't remember it. I know you did wreck Penguin when you first played CS with him, Nathan, but I'd still love to know what it is. And at this stage, this is the third train we've casted tonight. I kind of feel like, from a T-side point of view, we were mentioning it during the cast, Dizlan probably the best prepared team we've seen so far on T-side.
Yeah, definitely the best team we've seen tonight on T-side. We've yet to see Valiance though. Well, I mean, we've yet to see Valiance's fifth player arrive as well, so hopefully they can get the show on the road soon.
Indeed, otherwise we're going to have to go back to talking about pancakes, which I don't think anybody wants.
All depends on how deep into that conversation people go.
Indeed, so while we're waiting, who are we actually missing in terms of the players? I should probably know this. Enemy, was it? Yeah, enemy.
Yeah.
that is who we're missing. So let's give it another few minutes. Maybe we will go to a musical interlude, if it's gonna be any longer. But let's hope that the players can sort it out. If anybody in chat knows the players, maybe you can ask them what's going on. And as I say that, when I'm appealing for help to our audience, enemy comes back and saves us from that. So fantastic. It looks like we'll be underway any second here, guys. Thank you for your patience and sticking around. We'll get going. And of course, we do have another game coming up for you as well. We've got the Poles from PACT. And they'll be looking to solidify their spot near the top as well, because things have been pretty close towards the top of the table at the moment. Meanwhile, the map is ready to go. 9-6 Dizlan on the CT side. This is ESEA Main Europe. I'm Extremes. You're with Profeci. Give us a subscribe, a like, and send me pancakes, because I'm going to keep saying this. Because I want pancakes.
You keep begging for pancakes as though that's actually going to happen. But I think we all know that it's not, so...
Fantastic. Off we go, guys. So, a lot of pressure towards B-bomb site here from Valiance and Co, but not taking the fight just yet.
Lucky. Ooh. Wonderful start to the round there.
Great start for them. And CT side going pretty well so far for Dizlan, but the execute coming in here. Impulse and the rest of Valiance and Co getting in here. Nobody finding a kill just yet. But they'll be closing the distance towards Connector. I like the setup with these smokes. That allows those players to get really close. Bomb down. Perfect flash from the teammate, but it's not going to help. There's still a kill coming in. Lucky finally helping, bringing it down and knocking their numbers down. It was such a good setup there, and it's all on Impulse now. And, well, just the tap from Jinx, and it's all over.
Yeah. Easy win in the end for Dizlan as Valiance. I mean, we mentioned that they had to get the pistol to start off well. That's not happened, so they should have a couple of key rounds available to them now if they want to have a decent shot at pulling this back.
So, goes the next game coming up is PACT versus Epsilon Esports, who are not Swedish because all their good players went to Godsent and NIP. It's actually a British team now with, I think, a couple of Swedes in it. One player you might know is Smooya. Love him or hate him. He's in that team.
Yeah, they are known more for the things he's done outside of the game than he has inside as ad lane. Oh, showing that he can also shoot through smokes. Is the best move of the player there. Impulse will get gunned down by Lucky with the help of ad lane there, and Dizlan shot all of this down. They're going to spot the one player that's pushing through. That'll be enemy. Last remaining players are Hunter and Nino, and Bomb is down, so they have the smallest of chances, but Hunter is going to get killed there. Unable to get any more. Oh, some heavy lag on Lucky here.
Yeah, I think he's maybe suffering some connectivity issues or something. Dizlan extending their lead nicely there against the force fire. The bomb plant will come in, so they'll be on a save now, almost certainly, before coming in with the buy-in. We've got a pause, which I assume is because of Lucky's internet deciding to basically commit harakiri. So, in the meantime, let's look at the scoreboard. Tell us what you think.
It's pretty rough going for the boys in Valiance. Outside of Impulse, I mean, Hunter's had a couple of runs. Letney, I think, has not been great. He's sitting on 11 kills, but you know, a lot of them just seem low impact. I think Impulse is largely been the only player that's really had an okay night by I mean, I wouldn't say standards because I don't know what the baseline is, but he's the only one that's really pitched up tonight, I think, and Valiance desperately needed a little bit more.
Alex getting aggressive, yeah, and just point out enemy. He doesn't actually have 0 kills. It's because he disconnected, so that an ESEA sometimes resets your score. And Alex taking a headshot to the dome at long range, dropped to 11 HP. Kriya pushing aggressively here. There's a, I was going to say potentially a player to punish him, but it doesn't come in. The Adelaine doing all the punishing towards Ivy. And Impulse, this is an extremely long range to be taking a battle with these guns.
mean, these guns are pretty good
What?
at range.
Okay. That shouldn't have happened.
Adlane just punched his desk right there, just like CS:GO.
Mon Dieu.
Yeah.
Going for the stereotypical death punching exclamation. Sorry about that, guys. Korea now ready to take down Impulse, and he will duly oblige. Taking it to 12-6, so we will see the full buy here from Valiant. So what do Valiants need to do in this round, Prof?
Win, to say the least. But ideally, you're going to have to remove Adlane as soon as possible. I think he's going to be the real danger here. If they can isolate a couple of sites, there's... I just think that, for me, Valiance needs to actually get onto the A site to make something work. So maybe just an execute, shut off deep Olaf, and maybe then sandwich area, push up aggressively, and help. Even try Stewie 2K run through smoke, because Dizlan at this point has had way too easy. No real pressure from any of them. Letney is just going to get a wonderful set of kills, and as I was calling him out for not having a great game thus far, he throws those words right back in my face. Shoves them down my throat there as well, because Islam will be kicking themselves. They gave up 2 kills to that situation.
There's Adlane getting massively aggressive before he's punished. But it just shows you how confident Islan are feeling at the moment. Valiant's not bringing it back. And that's that.
Yeah, Hunter and Letney, chip big time. As we said, Impulse needs a Robin to his Batman, and certainly got Robin and Nightwing in that round. Letney and Hunter pitching up hugely, as Nino, the only player to actually die for Valiance.
So on a less than stellar buy here is Dizlan, and that's going to hurt them a little bit, but they did sacrifice the potential rifle, I guess, for the double AWP, so they're going to need Lucky and Adlane to find those kills, and who would you back but Adlane to find some important frags?
Yeah, Dizlan has sort of moved the secondary AWP between a couple of their players, as Lucky is up to the task for 2, and Neno and Hunter are down, and as I mentioned, that man needs a bit of help, and unfortunately both of those assistants are gone now. It's only Enemy and Impulse. Can he do enough? Enemy is going to start things off well. That'll be Korea going down. They still have a long road ahead of them. That's 4 players. Can they get any more? Enemy should have been spotted here by Lucky, who is trying a couple of sneaky jumps. There we go. You will have spotted him now for definite. He's going to move into a better position here, as Impulse is going to get cut off by the flank. So Enemy gets himself another kill. That will be Lucky, and that certainly isn't. Alex removes him, and Dizlan 13-7. Valiant's back on the save.
Indeed, so the buy does work out for Dizlan, and of course if they'd lost that round, it would have put them on a save, and Valiance would have been in a good position to come back into this game. With that though, Valiance deciding to force buy here, so rather than waiting around and playing from 14 for the comeback, they're going to go for it right now, and that could be pretty risky.
Islam Jinx has been a beast on both sides of the Pop Dog area. Attacking it and defending it, he's been quite a difficult problem for the boys of Valiance to solve, and Lucky is holding it, and unfortunately Nino just peeks too early before that smoke bloomed. They've got a couple of players out very aggressively though. Alex is going to get caught from behind. He's not going to be certain how the hell that happened. Lucky just never mind. Lucky does catch Letney. That could have been a horrible backstab in waiting for Dizlan. His Valiance is now on site. Not great positioning for the French, and 2 AWPs means that it's much more difficult for them to retake this. Impulse does only have a scout. Does he have enough? He's going to miss that shot, and Jinx controls the spray to perfection, gets killed, but does go down in the end. And unfortunately, Enemy then has to deal with 3 of the French, and it's just too much for him in the end. 14-7 now, as Dizlan takes full control of this game. Valiance will almost certainly force up in the next round, but it does feel like it's the end of the game for them here.
Yeah, sounds like the end of the line. Dizlan looking really good. Valiants have had flashes of brilliance so far, but not been able to stand up against the French. The French, of course, in 8th place on the ESEA Main Europe log. Valiance & Co. in 3rd place. And for Dizlan, a victory they really need with only a couple games left in the season. They need to get themselves firmly inside that top 8, and it looks like they're going to do that for Valiance, though. I think they got one more game after this. They probably need to win that one to make sure that they do make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, Valiance I think is in a much better situation than Dizlan, so it's not the end of the world as Jinx removed. Well, I would say removed, but he just sort of wrecked. You know,
Removed, wrecked, same thing, right?
not really. Removed.
Oh, you wrecked him there, though. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
Sit down, good sir. As Lucky is now chiming in, he's going to grab. Not going to grab the second one there. Impulse is good for that kill, and unfortunately he takes a rather ill-considered fight with Lucky, who wins that one handily.
Must have
Dizlan?
linked him through the wall there, because that's a deagle shot to the dome. Only did 40 damage.
Yeah, I mean, Dizlan is looking very, very good here. I mean, as I said, I think Valiance does have a little bit of leeway to play with. Well, they should still make it into the top 8, but you'd ideally like the best possible seeding, because if you have to meet Dizlan in the first round again, it's not something you want to experience after this kind of game, and Dizlan's Jinx is just all over.
He's
that.
feeling
It's
it with
like
that
a rash.
MP9.
Yeah.
Looking good, yeah, for Dizlan. They got plenty of map points in hand to take this match. Korea now dropped down low as well, but the buy from Valiance and Co. far from ideal. They need to do something, and Hunter on an AWP. He's probably going to be the man they'll be looking to open things for them. But they're very spread out across the map at the moment. There's actually a kill for... Well, Neno gets 2. We're not seeing any of it, unfortunately, because of Auto Director, but hey, such is life. It's actually going to very likely be a round win here for them.
Valiant somehow pulling things out of the fire. I mean, if timing does ruin them, it would be a real pity, because they could have 3 players actually caught from behind. And there we go. There's the first. Alex, can he make something happen? He's got
Oh
the
my
second.
word.
Does he have the third?
Oh,
He's
he
gonna
does!
catch enemy. Heartbreak for Valiance
Oh my word.
as Alex pulls the round out of the fire.
Oh, that is... You said it would be terrible if it happens, and it did happen. Feel really bad for Valiance there, but if you're a Dizlan fan, I'm sure you're very happy about how things have worked out for your team. And while we're talking about your team, let's go to some stats quickly we can bring up for you. We've, of course, got another game coming up very soon as well. So, in the meantime, let's go to the match stats. Overall, though, I think Adelane's super dangerous on their T side on this, and over in both halves, Jinx just going crazy.
Yeah, Jinx, I think, probably the player of the match. Adelaine had some very, very nice highlight rounds, but I think his consistent impact probably a little bit lower. And for any remaining Valiance fans in the chat, your boys are sitting at 6th as a result of that. Dizlan is just above them at 5th. But you guys do still have a game in hand over the boys sitting in 8th. That'll be Imperial. So Valiance at the moment, not quite out of it, but will be very upset with the manner that they lost tonight. Oh, excuse me.
No worries. I'm trying to find where I left the log, because I actually left a copy of the log open, but no, I can't find it.
Extremes is so bad, guys. I shall paste it to him.
There we
Make
go.
certain that
There
he
we go.
can
We got it.
give him long enough.
Fantastic. It took me forever, guys. So, as you were saying, Valiance in 6th now. Dizlan move ahead of them in 5th, so that's quite a, I guess, a worry if you're a Valiance fan, but they're still in it. A few games left. I think it's, 15 games they play to for the season?
No, it's
It was
more than
17
15.
games. What is it? I can't remember.
17, yeah, it's
Is it 17?
games.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just looking at that going, wait, 15, what am I talking about? They've played 16 already. Sorry about that. So both teams on the same record as well, and it just shows you can jump from 8th position all the way up. Tomorrow we'll be bringing you the Imperial. So they'll be playing against Epsilon. Epsilon quite a bit down, but that's also because they've got quite a lot of matches in hand. That's the next map that's coming up, Epsilon versus PACT. Epsilon have played quite a few less games, but they do have some fairly big name players, including Smuya and Surreal. So we'll be seeing them in just a couple minutes. So thanks for joining us so far. We will be going to a quick break, and then we'll be back with more ESEA action as soon as all the players show up.
crossed me once, it's left a bitter taste, and now you push me, I won't tear you down. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. You think you know it all, talk will only take you so far before you have to prove it. This time I'll watch you lose it. You're out of line and out of time. Just walk away while you still have your pride. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. I will watch you fall. I will watch you If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. You're just a know-it-all, but I know you're kind, and I will watch you fall. Watch you fall. Open doors and broken windows. We've been down this road before. So say you will or say you won't. You're killing time. It won't be long. But you never thought we'd last. When you thought the sky was sinking fast, now you're waiting for the chandelier to fall. It don't matter what they say, 'cause the strong will rise up anyway. And you're amazed that we're still standing here at all. Now you found a state of mind that's just enough to paralyze. The superstition got the best of you. But you never thought we'd last. When you thought the sky was sinking fast, now you're waiting for the chandelier to fall. It don't matter what they say, 'cause the strong will rise up anyway. And you're amazed that we're still standing here at all.
Feel like I'm running, getting nowhere. Can't stop staring at the pictures in my head. I listen to the words that you sold me, holding on till the end. Now you're way too far to keep from falling over. And if who you are is always getting in the way, I can't wait until everything goes crashing on you. Tell me who will save you now. It's not fate, 'cause I know that I can't live without you. I don't want it anymore. This hard war. Tired of living on a battlefield, fighting every moment to erase it all. Seems like I'm always on the defense, doesn't matter anymore. Now you're way too far to keep from falling over. And if who you are is always getting in the way, I can't wait until everything goes crashing on you. Tell me who will save you now. It's not fate, 'cause I know that I can't live without you. I don't want it anymore. This hard war.
What are you doing here? You're jealous. Jealous. Jealous.
You must be doing something wrong.
How can you be so ungrateful? How do you talk about me behind my back? Jealous. 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 Because I'm afraid of the dark.
You know I love you, don't you?
Who are you? No. No. Go ahead. Jealous. Jealous. What are you doing here?
I can't wait until everything goes crashing on you. Tell me who will save you now.
You see, the thing is, I wanna make it with you. 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 It's just such a chore, and your dish is always dirty. And you're such a bore, till alcohol makes you flirty. And then you whisper in my ear something about love. Everybody in it knows that you were acting up, but I don't care. You're my dirty dish. You see, the thing is, I wanna make it with you. 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 But do you want it to? Oh, well, you know I do. Your cheap champagne leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and your perfume stains dancing on my tongue. 'Cause you're my favorite thing that I just can't give up. And baby, drugs out for months and let me be your cup. Oh, darling, you know I swoon for you. You see, the thing is, I wanna make it with you. 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 But do you want it to? Oh, well, you know I do. Hurting all the ones you played. The truth won't ever be the same. Looking for a sign of hope, a light inside to help you cope. Take me away from this place, something to slow the pace. Tell me why you cannot see. It's not my fault to pull your finger at me. Now it's time to be. You're not the one for me. You keep pushing me away. Need something to numb the pain. You're holding me under, making me stop for a while away. You keep pushing me away. I can't take another day. I've been broken, leading me on to go astray. You're gone. I'm done. Trust I had is frayed and torn, not to be filled with pain. It's gone. Nothing you gain. Selfishness, the source of your pain. Now it's time to be. You're not the one for me.
Mr. Prof, can you hear me, my good sir?
I can.
Finally, we are getting going here with this ESEA Main Europe encounter between PACT from Poland and Epsilon, who are definitely not from Sweden. They're British.
Yes. Well, to be fair, they're like 2 British players, I think.
They're 3. Although I think Cosmin was replaced, wasn't he? So, yeah, you might be right. They might actually be more Swedish now.
According to the ESEA logs, they're all Belgian.
Yeah, which is completely wrong. I saw that earlier as well. That's a little bit incorrect. But yeah, we've got PACT, who we've casted probably going back about 3 or 4 weeks ago already. They looked pretty good on Cobble back then. Epsilon here, a team chasing the championship a little bit. They're only in 51st place, but they've played quite a few less games. I think about 4 less games than PACT at this stage. So mathematically, still a slight chance that they can make it to the playoffs, but looking at increasingly unlikely despite some of the big names in their team. PACT, on the other hand, sitting at 19th. Also got a few games in hand, but running out of time to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, both these teams low on dates and times in order to get this going, and somebody who's not low on anything is Smuya. He'll get the first kill there. We'll go down after that. As Zach actually helps out PACT with the kill on Surreal there. Robin pushing aggressively. He'll get himself another kill as PACT is in at 3v2. So favored towards them as they will now plant. Nobody can prevent this. Or can they? Nobody's watching the bomb planter. Will allow for an easy kill in the end as Zach removes the second to last player. It's now Darku who's the last one remaining. Has been spotted by Zach. Don't know if he spotted Zach in return though. This is not the spot you want to be sitting in if you want to try and defuse. Now Zach does have the defuse kit, but both players playing pretty carefully here as Darku is just burning time. Playing it perfectly here as Zach has got to actually get up close and personal. Does indeed. And finally wins it in the end.
Yeah, got a kit, so no issues there for him. Epsilon, quite a storied name, I guess, in various esports. They're an MGO that's been around for quite a long time. I used to be big into TF2, and they were the best European team for the longest time, probably like a good 4 years. And also why I like them is because their pocket soldier's name was Mike. So, literally his name on the server is Mike. German player.
So wouldn't it be Mika?
No, it was Mike.
I prefer Mika.
Well, I think Epsilon prefer being in the lead, and so far they are 1-0, and good start for them. The Doolies, surreal with a rather surreal shot on Darku. Doolie's coming into range now. Zach under pressure, but he's got the backing from his teammate Robin. He's just mowing them all down, and that's that. Robin getting the 3K.
Yeah. Nice and easy. Feed them into the grinder. Burn them all down. Wood chipper, as it were.
What do you mean, Andrew?
Andrew doesn't mean anything because Andrew has no true brain. I mean, he's a Hearthstone player. Think about that for a second. Sorry, a Hearthstone caster.
Wow, okay, sure. The savagery that is being experienced here. See if more savagery will be experienced on the server. Of course, the buy up here for PACT. So they're in a good situation. This is the 4th train in a row. I'm going to see train when I sleep tonight.
I was going to ask you earlier, do you like trains or something? Because there's tons of them on this map. As Robin gets very, very lucky there. Darku just not able to find what would have been perfect timing. As PACT does now make an attempt towards the B site. Just a bit of presence there. Epsilon is aware of it and will rotate a player to deal with it. As they've also gotten very, very aggressive out of Ivy. And Zach is getting a whole bunch of information. He's now cutting off a good third of the map. He's going to spot one player, gets the kill, should fall back now, and does. And that will leave PACT in a rather terrible situation since it's going to force them to go fast. And they will start off things pretty well. It'll be Surreal going down. Robin rotating in. Can he do anything?
Oh.
He can. He gets 2 before he does go down. But Mulsey is able to return on him. It's still a very, very dicey situation. Zach is... still holding that area and he's got a player in support. That'll be Smuya. Mulsey doing quite a bit of damage. That'll actually remove Smuya as Koyot hits one dirty shot at attack and Jenko all of a sudden has a huge amount of work to be doing.
Not a lot of HP for the T side. He's got all the HP, but he doesn't know where they are. Time is starting to become of the essence, so it looks like he might just be bugging out of this, and he is. Probably a good choice.
If only he had known.
If only he had known. 7 HP, 15 HP. In fact, they're going to have to hightail it out of there just to get far enough away to actually avoid dying here.
Yeah. Ooh, Malsi still taking a tiny bit of damage on the way out, but makes it in the end as Jenko. This is the new player for Epsilon, replacing Cosmine, who was, I would assume, removed from the lineup. I remember seeing something on the good old hltv.org.
Yeah, I recall seeing that as well. Epsilon, a team that gets reported in the news quite a bit, but I don't think they have a ton of fans somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's really the Orcs' fault though.
Oh,
They
no,
used to be a
not at
pretty
all.
good team, famous
Indeed.
for their Swedish as well as their French rosters.
And Smooya
At a
doing
stage-
his thing, getting aggressive. Seen how aggressive he plays, and welcome, G-Max. Good to see you here. You missed all the Serbians and the Bosnians and the Frenchies. We always have
There's a
baguettes
bit-
on the stream, don't we?
Somehow we do.
I'm just assuming there can't be many Epsilon
I mean,
fans because they haven't
G-Max
shown
also
up.
missed. Yeah, Smooya getting himself another kill there, but I was just going to say G-Max actually missed being a player called Drift King.
Yeah, Andrew was mentioning it to him in chat. Only 2 left alive here for PACT. And, I guess we probably should talk about the game a bit more, but it has been a long night's casting. And there's Tack, reducing it to only 1. All 5 alive here for Epsilon. They're all tagged up, but they're all alive, and everybody from Lunatic Orb been planted and pushing up daisies.
Yeah, PACT. That's not the way to play the round after you've just lost or just won your first buy round. So Epsilon will be quite happy with this. Interestingly, no AWP as yet. And PACT will nothing of anything really. As they will essentially just feed themselves to whichever player they can find. It'll almost certainly be Robin. The molly will come through. And Mulsey, well, he should be out of here very, very soon and with a bullet in his brain. Oh, gets grenaded for his troubles. Gets himself to safety. And comes back for a second bite at the proverbial cherry.
Okay. Didn't manage to weasel his way out of that with the weasel Glock in his hands. You got one of those, don't you?
It looks cool. And it's remarkably... It wears remarkably well. Like, you can get a... I think it's the... Well, not Battle Scarred, but the one just above that. Looks pretty good as well still. So, Tack, he's got a little bit of danger coming his way in the form of a CZ in the hands of Veggie. But just like a vegetable, he will quickly be put down for the count as Epsilon 4-1 right now.
That was politically incorrect.
Was it?
Maybe it's because it's late. I don't know. But
Putting a vegetable down for the count. You've got to count the vegetables somehow. If you need 5 carrots, you usually put them all on like a table, don't you? Trying to buy my way out of a terrible saying. Let's
yeah,
get
it was
on with
terrible. 4-1. Smooya getting really aggressive yet again. We've seen him do this a lot when we've casted them in the past. And he's going to get the bomb. Oh, that is just dirty.
That overspray, though.
Hits him with the first bullet and decides to empty the rest of his magazine into the wall. I don't know what
I mean, it
that
was probably just because he expected a second player from PACT to be there and just wanted to cover if they tried to immediately peek afterwards. But, I mean, he's got lots of friends here now. Robin will eventually go down to Veggie. And oh, Veggie could make something happen. He's got himself a deagle right now. He's got lots of uninvited guests in the house, though. And they're going to knock him out and Robin blind.
I'm still laughing from 2 rounds ago. I'm sorry.
You guys, this is why you can never tell Axstream's bad jokes, because then he can never get over them.
Okay, well, from vegetables and wheelchairs, because that's where it was going to eventually go to, we're going to move over back to this round.
Oh, it was never going there, bro.
Oh,
You
I was taking
went
it there.
all by yourself.
Double AWPs, yeah, Smooya and Surreal. Seen how good they are with the AWPs, and Robin under a bit of pressure, but he's got Tack for some support, and he's actually just going to run in.
Yeah, Epsilon are absolutely wrecking PACT. Clearly, the Paul's not too comfortable on this map, given what we've seen from them thus far. And Lunatic Core, the captain of the team, will be the last remaining player. He's sitting in a fairly sketchy area, although it's not an area you'd expect. Oh,
Apparently
gets
Surreal
spotted by
did.
Smooya.
So I think the last time we covered PACT, they were playing against Euronics Gaming, who are, I think, sitting 4th on the log at this stage. So struggling a little
Yeah.
bit against Epsilon, though.
I mean, it was, what was that match on Cobble?
Yeah, it was Cobble, and that's Surreal rounding it out.
Oh, I mean, let me just check and see. PACT has lost 3 games this season. They won both their train games against Sky One and Party Astronauts.
That's a great name.
Yeah, that's it. So getting manhandled on train is interesting. I wouldn't have expected it, to say the least.
Yeah, I guess the one thing you could say for Epsilon is because they've played less games, obviously a few roster issues as well for them. There's been a little bit less opportunity for them to be up there on the log. They have lost 4 though, and I think 2 of them were forfeits as well. So Epsilon being a little unlucky, but
Nope, they haven't lost a single forfeit.
oh really? Okay.
Nope.
Then I'm thinking of the wrong team.
They lost to Vexed, eBuyer Squad, LPSP. They lost to BZK Main. That's not the BZK from South Africa, guys. And Korea.
Korea from Israel and BZK
Yes.
from France.
Yes.
Yeah, do you remember
yes, yes.
something at least?
Very small something, but I suppose it's something.
Both of those teams we haven't actually cast. We're playing at the same time as some of our games tonight. Considered it. Tonight was like a bonanza of great games, actually. So really good to see. In fact, we could have started at 6 o'clock because the first game was also a pretty good game with 2 teams in the top 20, and we decided no cookie for us tonight because there would have been 5 matches. So many hours.
Yeah.
We gone with the 4 matches, which is still many hours.
I mean, it wasn't that we were opposed to doing 6 o'clock one. It was just we had other plans which then fell through.
And broken internet and all that.
Yes, that too. But anyway, I mean, guys, we are talking over what is at this point a fairly unimportant round, since it's highly unlikely PACT will be able to do much damage here. It's never out of the ordinary, but Epsilon will be shooting ducks, shooting fish in a barrel at this point. PACT is only 3 players with armor. They'll be looking for plant. That's not going to be happening. Robin does deny that. And he's going to spot a second. Lunatic Core does get a kill there in the end. That's an AK for his troubles. Does he get another one? He does indeed. But that will be the end of PACT's 8th round. 7-1 now in favor of the Swedish and British mix.
Yeah, Epsilon looking in pretty imperious form and smothering PACT so far. I mean, the aggression coming out of Epsilon has done a lot to knock PACT back on their heels. PACT need to strike back, and they need to do it soon because, well, round 9, it's pretty late into the half already.
Felt like you were almost going to start a rap there, but anyway, PACT, you need to get on a roll. At this point, doesn't look like they're the best of starts, as Surreal is holding a fairly aggressive angle. Lunatic almost hits him there, but Surreal waits perfectly, and Multi returns the favor, this time onto Robin. As Epsilon had 3 players on the B side, they'll now have to modify the setup since they have no real control of the T connector area at this point. 2 players very, very exposed if attacked on the A side. Surreal's pushing aggressively again. Is he going to get the timing? He is indeed, and he's going to...
He
How did he miss
unscoped.
that? So he did an axe streams.
Yeah. He left clicked and it unscoped. Let's see what happens here. 4v3 at this stage, and it feels like PACT in the numerical advantage at this point for the first time in a while. And that was neatly done by PACT. Also, attack neatly knocking them all to low HP, and he takes 2 in the end. Smooya also chiming in, and it's down to Veggie. What can he do?
And PACT will be kicking themselves. They had that round in the palm of their hands, and it has all but disappeared now as Veggie. I mean, it's unlikely that he wins a 1v3, but if you're going to give him situations like that, he certainly can. He's going to get himself a kill. Second, that'll be on Smooya. He has to get to the bomb. He's very, very close to the site here, so he'll grab that. Might have time to fake it out as well. As Zach is going to push very, very slowly. Try to get himself into position here. Veggie has got the perfect timing. And what a 1v3. Right as we were saying that PACT was probably going to be kicking themselves for losing it, Epsilon, well, they'll be punching each other right now because that should never have happened.
Yeah, I gotta lay a lot of the blame on Smooya there for pushing around the bomb train, trying to take that fight and missing the shot. That put him in the position that he was taken down, and no teammate anywhere close to actually trade for him, and that took it down to a 1v1. Probably a little bit of overconfidence.
You knew where he had to be, so I mean, if you just played together, it would have been so easy. But decisions made in the heat of battle are easy to talk about afterwards. So PACT has themselves a second round.
I'm feeling right now like not having a coffee in between these maps was a bad idea. I'm fading fast, man. I'm fading, but let's hope the game burns right and keeps me awake. 7-2 at the moment. ESEA Main Europe. Epsilon in a pretty commanding position. They got the double AWP out as well. PACT under pressure with the buy, of course, because it came down to the 1v1. But nobody dead yet. Somebody shoot somebody.
Yeah, PACT is going to be pushing Ivy now. Epsilon with a much more passive Ivy hold than we've seen from some teams tonight. Zach will be holding up on the green train over there. They're going to flash out. Veggie should be the point man. Flashes go through. Oh, what timing.
Oh.
They could actually lose a player there. They do indeed. Darku will go down. Not able to win that through. And Robin and Zach. Oh, unfortunately, PACT is getting absolutely nothing done right now. As seems as though lack of decision making has cost them.
Yeah, getting shredded. Getting shreked. Getting surreal probably if he peeks that angle. Never mind, Robin actually gets the kill after all, so Surreal would miss the shot there, but it doesn't matter. 8-2 Epsilon in a pretty commanding position. They're going to win the half here, and from there you'd think they'd want to make it at least an 8-7, but of course it would be way better if it ends up like 10 or 12 even for Epsilon, and with the way things are going right now and the fact that PACT's on a force buy, you got to say it should be at least 9, yeah.
Should be at the very least 9. Indeed, as PACT. I mean, we've seen a couple of teams like this, apart from Tizlaun in the last game. Like the T sides of Train just haven't looked very polished at all. Like they know smokes, but they just don't seem to.
Oh no, communication failure there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can see the teams know some smokes for Train, but they don't really know how to play the map, and you know how to exploit the map to their advantage on the T side here. As Surreal's going to remove Pulse, he's going to get himself second as well. And right now it's just a shooting gallery, and Tack and Surreal are having a field day. 9-2 in favor of Epsilon.
Got to shake my head at that execute. They had all the smokes done except for the one that would have allowed them to actually cross from Electric Box. So that huge hole just made it pretty much like shooting fish in a barrel there for Epsilon. Made it easy for them, and as you were saying that about PACT maybe not playing it correctly, not using the smokes correctly, they missed the most important one there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they had enough to cover all the angles, so they had to sort of gamble that would be the one that you couldn't, though nobody could spot from, but still, it seems like a very dicey angle to choose.
Yeah, again, I think maybe showing a little bit of unfamiliarity with the map. There we go.
Yeah.
I got it on the 6th try.
Well, at least it wasn't the 7th, so a bit of an improvement.
PACT, no money. Got nothing to work with. Robin getting himself a kill here. Veggie following up on Tack at least. But bit of pressure there coming in, but Smoothie is going to be the backup, man. Should knock both of them down, and duly does so. So bring it into the 4v2. Robin with a dirty angle here. It is the worst when you walk out of that pop dog area. There's so many areas to look at, and when somebody's sitting here, ugh, you don't have much chance.
Darku trying the bunny hops. Shenanigans. Didn't quite work out.
Well, they made us wait forever for the game to start, and now they're trying to make sure that it ends quickly. So thanks for keeping us in schedule, Epsilon. Of course, if you're behind the boys from PACT, the polls, you're probably not happy to see 10-2. So
Yeah.
let's hope PACT can
mean,
strike back.
PACT took forever to arrive, and we're still waiting for them to arrive.
Surreal, is he going to do it? He's going to do it. Great big titanium balls.
Yeah, that was a fantastic start to the round. Getting ultra aggressive out of Ivy. You haven't done it yet. There's no way they would expect it. And in the end, it's easy.
Oh, the
okay.
second
Surreal
shot.
getting challenged. Multi gets the timing on the smoke correct. But he's going to have to run the gauntlet, and that gauntlet is attack. Darku just dropping into the crosshair of Robin there. And ooh, Multi does a little bit something unexpected. Walks through the smoke, but it's not enough to help him there. And Coyote, the last remaining player, not for long. Smooya picks up yet another kill, and Epsilon, well, running away with it at this point is a bit moot. They got into a car, they drove away with it about 5 rounds ago.
It seems so, and I recall the last time we covered PAC, Lunaticor was one of the players who was doing quite a bit, and yeah, only on 4 kills. In general, they're not doing well. Darko only on 1, hasn't shown up. Genko hasn't really had to show up 4 and 2 so far, and they're shooting each other though, and having so much fun here on the Epsilon side. Robin with 22 kills.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got almost the same amount of kills as the entirety of PACT. As smokes do come through, Robin is just going to absolutely ruin the execute there with that molly. Another one comes through now, and well, all of PACT's utility has essentially been wasted. They're going to push through, they'll get Robin, but it still does mean that life is very, very hard for the Poles here. As Cyril up on top of the train there. Oh, never mind. Koya trying to make something happen. He almost got that shot off there onto Genko. And the smallest of chances now for PACT, as unfortunately it's not going to work out. They don't check the corner, and Sack gets a lineup 12-2. But that was close. That's the kind of thing that we need to see from PACT. Something a little bit unexpected. And if Epsilon hadn't rotated as early as they had, I think PACT might have been in business there. That AWP going down in the connector was the crucial kill, I think.
Absolutely. And, well, if that no-scope had actually worked, you know, another millisecond on it, maybe the round would have gone differently. But there's the kill from Smooya. Finds the first, finds the second as well. Robin jumping in there with a kill too. Can't even say it's a cheeky kill because he's just killing everything at this stage. Smooya getting aggressive and getting punished again. He's trying to knife him. Oh, is he going to get it? Lunaticor avoiding. Probably a fate worse than death, shall we say.
Embarrassment to Epsilon. I don't know. I don't like to see that kind of thing in games that are live.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. It's Epsilon, you can clearly see are now starting to just sort of freestyle and have fun, which I don't think it's not going to work against better teams. It's not something you should do.
No, it isn't. It's not the first time we've seen it happen.
Yeah, they've done it before when we've casted them before, so...
Yeah, so that overpass game where they basically gave away the kill, or they gave away the round by shooting each other.
Yeah. Hashtag professional. Getting paid to shoot your teammates. 13-2, yeah, Epsilon in a very good lead. PACT not looking good. They need the pistol round, or pretty much it's all over and we get to go to bed early, although I can't go to bed at 11 no matter how tired I am. That's just not possible.
Why, you passed your bedtime of like 10:30. You have to wait until the next 10:30 before you can crash.
That's a pretty good burn. I was going to go with the 2:30, but yeah.
No, let's be real. You're
Hey.
like the old... Yeah, I
Hey,
mean, the only
last
person-
night, dude, it was by the numbers.
The only person older than you in ESEA Esports is
Anthrax.
Beetle. No, Anthrax is...
He's older than Beetle.
Anthrax is 31 years young. And he will be until the day he dies.
Darku getting a nice kill there on the site entry. He's going to be pushing up here. Could catch the bomb plant. It actually forces him off the plant and will kill him as well.
A fantastic play there by Darku as the aggression catches Epsilon, and they're actually just getting gunned pretty easily here. Last remaining player will try to push down the ladder, but Darku turns things up with a 4K, and that puts him at 5 kills.
Indeed it does. I do like how you're accusing me of going to bed early. I watched the whole of By the Numbers last night.
Is it?
I mean this morning.
Is it?
Did you?
I do not believe your lies. No, I did not. I went to bed early because the next day was a public holiday, so I could sleep even later. I was like,
2:30,
let me
bud.
catch up.
Anyway, there's
Telling
a kill.
me-
Catches the nade beautifully. Well done, Smooya. And his teammate looks to be going down potentially as well.
Smooya could earn a position as a wide receiver in the NFL with that catch.
That was some fantastic stuff. Darku here waiting for somebody to get aggressive. Spots the first player. Deals a little bit of damage. Just a tickle.
Just a tip to see how it feels.
Jeez. This is devolving.
It's devolving quickly. It is. Oh, Epsilon. Gonna try the same as they did on the first round. Does it work better this time?
No.
No.
That worked though. Jenko with a very nice shot there. He's left his teammate on the site though intact. Gonna find it a little difficult to stay alive, but the bomb is at least down. Trying to use an MP9 as a fake flash and gets a kill and gets a second. Jenko just going crazy here. That should not have worked in a million years.
Yeah, and PACT doesn't actually have a kit yet, so they've got to be super, super careful. As Veggie, he's going to have to gamble correctly. And poor old Jenko doing what he can. It's not going to work out this time, though.
So Jenko is the player who's replaced Cosmine, right?
Yes, yes. I would assume so.
I can't
Cosmine is
remember.
no longer on the lineup, and Jenko is the newest player. But they have other unpaid subs as well, so I don't know.
So 4 to 13, PACT starting the longer road to recovery. Like Alcoholics Anonymous, you know, long road to recovery, all of that. Gonna
Yeah.
take a while.
You get your 500-day coin, your 1,000 days coin. Smooya gets wrecked by Coyote. I mean, this is just an anti-eco, guys, so nothing fancy. Should just be an easy cleanup here for PACT. They're doing a pretty neat job. They've clearly played. I forget what that game's name is. It's Viscera, cleanup detail or something like that.
Whatever it is, I'm sure Beetle knows what it is. We can ask him tomorrow. In the meantime, PACT bringing it back 5 to 13. We will see the buy now coming in for Epsilon. Let's see if they do have much of a T side. We've casted train 4 times now tonight. This is the 4th time. It would have been 5 times if we hadn't decided not to do the 6 o'clock cast. But only team so far with a really good T side was Dizlan. Do Epsilon have it, or are they just all aim? They kind of look like all aim on CT side, and very good aim it is. But what do they actually have in store here on T? Are we going to see something tactical out of them?
Well, Smooya, oh, might have missed a chance there. Never mind. Insanely fast as he removes Veggie from play. PACT getting a bit aggressive onto Ivy there, trying to counter the Epsilon presence in that area. As, they actually have 2 players spotting Ivy, one deep and one further back with the AWP. So the real is better known as the AWPer on this team. Does he have anything available to him with that rifle though? As Coyote's going to walk out, Robin executes him. And all of a sudden PACT in a 3 versus 5. More mollies come out now, just trying to hedge the players into the areas that Epsilon wants to fight them in, as they are already deep into the white halls, and Epsilon not looking so solid at this point. Robin does go down, gives him a small chance. Jenko though trades out on Multi, and the 2 PACT players now stuck on the site. It's not the situation you want to be in, as they are actually also spotted. Darku is going to get that kill. He's going to get a second. Is doable, but he's going to need another 4K. He got one in the first pistol. Can he get another? He's going to get a third. That'll be Smooya, but Sack on hand to trade it out.
Jeez, Darku needed the ace there to win that round. Nearly gets it as well. Epsilon showing, I think that they do have slightly superior aim here, but Darku showing he's got some too.
Yeah, Epsilon a little bit flaky there on that round. Like, good start, but it did not feel like it was the early shots that got them into position rather than like any fantastic team play or utility usage. Smooya takes tons of damage there. It looked like a double nade. Caught both of them with his head, so on course for the wide receiver of the year award.
I caught both of them with his head. I like that. 15 to 5, 5 to 14, shall I say? Sorry, the numbers are hard when it's this late at night. And PACT, they got a buy. It ain't a great buy. So they've got some work to do here, and that Mac 10 might find a couple of those unarmored heads as well for surreal potential danger. Setting up for something here towards the outside bomb site. You got the...
That's a neat little molly. It pushes them out of the doorway. They either have to move in so you can throw a nade, like it would be well paired with a nade. There's Holtzy is actually going to kill off Robin, and Lunatic goes down. Sack pushes out, gets the kill, but is instantly traded down. Smuya on 19 and Surreal on 79, the last remaining players.
Are you going to hear this?
Epsilon right now, and yeah, they will definitely hear that, as you say. Elephant, and well, right there he was a duck flying not so gracefully through the air, duck with a broken wing, and Surreal now has the unenviable task of winning a 1v3 against a rather upset looking Polish side.
Ooh.
And that's the best start. Veggie goes down. He's actually got the A bomb site all to himself, does Surreal. So this is certainly doable. Koyot doesn't actually have a proper gun. It looks like he threw it away. As Darku now moves through that Pop Dog area. Now, does Surreal suspect both of them coming through Pop Dog?
Would have heard a step there, and he's going to get the first player as well. 1v1 now. Darku's been so good in these clutch situations. Will probably give the bomb a little touch here. Is he going to hold it? He's going to hold it.
Yeah.
Surreal doesn't realize it at all, thinks it's a fake, and that's that.
No, well played there by Darku, just holding his nerve, and certainly seems like very, very good player, Darku. Nutty aim, doesn't have the best stats, but the rounds that he's gotten kills in have been very, very impactful.
Indeed the case. And he's got a fantastic name. I like Darku. That sounds good. Hero AK buy here for Epsilon. Not even a full force around it, so it's going to be on Surreal. Well, that wasn't a Hero AK, actually. He survived in the previous round. What am I saying? But he is going to have to be the hero, yeah. And he, with a shot like that, Veggie erased.
Yeah, that's a fantastic start to the round if you get a shot like that. It's also going to cause some panic in the PACT ranks, as they're going to need to do something. But with that kill, panic will abate. Koyot just bringing a semblance of sanity to proceedings here, as Epsilon's primary damage dealer will be removed.
No gun within range of recovery either, so going to be very tough for Epsilon to do anything with the buy that they have. Not only one player with the armor, and oh, there we go, did actually recover the AK. I was going to say, if he's on the Glock, the armor isn't all that useful, is it?
Not at all.
So I imagine Smooth is going to do something really aggressive here, and I think he's obliging us. So if he finds the timing, he will actually get the timing on the first player. Gets it on the second as well, and this is Smooth knocking the bomb site wide open for his team here. They're going to be moving into position, no utility to work with, but is it going to matter when they're landing shots like that?
No, it is not. And once again, it is all up to that man, Darku. Does he have it? He spotted the top of the head. He's going to take the top of the
What a
head as
shot.
well. Scalps Smuya there. And Darku, well, we've mentioned it before. He's going to need something magical. He's done it a couple of times already, but this situation, a lot harder. He does have a kit, so he's got himself some time. He gets the first kill.
Is he?
Gets sacked. Oh, they're going to catch him again. Oh, they're going to catch him again. No, not this time. He's not aware of Robin above him, and that will be that. So, Darku, a magician for one round and not a magician for a second.
I would have laughed my ass off if he'd actually gotten another one. It would have been a bit silly, but you could almost see the thought process for Robin there, the way he moved up. I think he was going to go for the knife, to be honest, if his teammate hadn't probably at that point been shouting at him, hey, just kill him, just kill him.
I think the whole team was probably shouting at him, just kill him, because had he gone for the knife and stuffed that up, that would have been an absolute train wreck. Well, train wreck is what happened to Robin just now. Runs straight into a CZ. As Darku starts things off well for his team. Zach, though, moving in, removing Koyot from UT. And Genko is going to get caught by the double drop. That is the way to bring this round back here. Smuya trying to do something aggressive with an AWP. It's not working out so well. It's taken huge amounts of damage for his trouble, as has the rest of Epsilon. They will leave Surreal now to hold the back lines while the rest of the team tries to do something fancy.
Force by working out pretty well here for PACT. And, well, let's see, can they round it out? Low HP on all of these Epsilon players. We know they got the nutty aim. They're on the map at match point, yeah. Just depends on who finds the entry, and it's Lunaticor. There's a follow-up from Malsi. Perfect timing for him down to Smooya. He is a bit of a magician, though, in bringing it into a 1v2. Both players out of position to deal with him. But he's not going to know where they are, and I think he might be rotating towards the B-bomb side, potentially.
He's just holding his positioning for now. And PACT's actually split up, so Smooya does have a chance here if he can find the first kill. And looks like he might actually be able to get the bomb down. Malsi is in a very odd position. I mean, they would have suspected that Smooya had gone towards the bomb site. There wasn't a lot of time, so...
Oh, Smooya, I thought he had him there,
Double
but
peek.
Malsi.
Yeah, Smooya went for the double peek and Malsi just punished him.
Yeah, it does seem to be a habit of Smooya to go for the re-peeks the whole time, and it does work for him with the aim that he has, but considering he was on 24 HP, it wasn't going to happen in the end. Nearly pulls off the heroics. PACT keep themselves alive in this game. 15-7 it will be now, ESEA Main Europe. Thank you to those of you who are still here, because we've been casting now for 4 hours.
Yeah, close on.
Yeah. So, quite a while. So, thanks to those of you who've been here from the beginning. Andrew and Ash, our wonderful moderators. Appreciate you guys being here and dealing with all the Serbians, Bosnians, and Finns, and...
The Euros.
Yeah, all the Euros. I'm forgetting somebody. The baguettes. I always forget the baguettes.
You should never forget the baguettes, they're tasty. Ooh, Lunaticor trying a fancy flick shot. They're not quite working out. And Epsilon. Well, he's only going to take 1 damage from that nade, so not a whole lot of anything right now for Epsilon. They've actually forced up to a degree. Actually, yeah, I'd say it's a force in this round. They don't have utility really to match, as Lunaticor is going to hit a running Smooya.
That just sounds like some kind of term from like a weird board game. Oh,
Yeah.
here it's a
Or-
running Smooya.
Or like a wrestling term.
Yeah, something in that vein. Zach getting out here. He should get himself a kill. Actually, Robin mugs him. Robin gets both of them on the entry, and this is PACT's last chance in this game. 3v4 retake. 2 players low here, though, for Epsilon, so it is doable for PACT.
Yeah, the problem for PACT is they have absolutely no utility to help out on this retake, so it's going to be extremely tough. Shots through the smoke are being attempted there. We'll get the first one. That'll be Zach. Surreal is the other player
Oh
on
my
low
word.
HP, but Janko is going to hit a nutty shot there onto Lunaticor. They will get a couple of trade outs. Coyote and Malsi both pick up kills, and Robin is on hand to complete the game for Epsilon, and that will be that 16-7. And PACT will be very upset with how they lost this game.
Yeah, not a good look for them considering they've had a good season so far, but Epsilon showing that they're superior in the aim stakes. The teamwork's pretty good as well. Don't think they were tremendously tactical or anything like that, but plenty of skill, and that did enough to close it out for them. So I think that's it for us tonight, guys. Appreciate you all who've been here and who've watched. And of course, if you're still here, I still want pancakes, so send some, please.
No.
Okay. Cool. Well, I've been told we will also be doing probably a cast of VOD from Bravado's 2 games this morning, the final 2 games in ESEA Main, ahead of their campaign at DreamHack Marseille qualifiers this weekend, which is what they're playing. I was talking to TC on WhatsApp earlier, and he tells me that's what they're doing this weekend. So if we can, we will try to do the last 2 games and upload the VOD for you guys. It was early hours of the morning, and unfortunately, when TC messaged me, it was 2:30, and I had just gone to sleep, so didn't happen. But anyway, we'll do that. We'll also be bringing you more of this tomorrow night as well. One more game I think we'll be doing will be the Imperial game tomorrow, yes?
Yes, we will be doing the Imperial game tomorrow.
And that's a really exciting one because, of course, Man's Not Hot, now called Imperial, picked up by a big org. They're looking pretty good. So we'll be bringing you that one and maybe a little bit more as well. And I think, other than that, this weekend, Elite Pro, LAN, and in Nelspruit, and maybe a Masters, VS Masters game on Sunday night when I'm back. We shall see.
Have you talked about the BVD games that we might be putting up Friday morning?
I just did.
Did you? Okay. All right. Sorry.
Listen, Prof. Listen.
I can't. I was thinking about the pancakes. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So thanks for joining us, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers. Enjoy.
second thought.